fucking joke, right?
Nice. There you go. That's how we start today. Leonard Cohen and the future. We got that off the Twitter last night. At Jim Koger, looks like. Koger. Thanks for the request. Actually, someone said, hey, man, can you play some Leonard Cohen? And I just wrote, which one? And then a lot of people said, play the future. So
yeah, it's probably the best one.
You think that's the best Leonard Cohen song?
I'm not a huge fan of his. Like, I like a couple. I like that. And Tarantino, they pulled another great one to open the movie with, which I forget the name of it was. There was one to open Natural Born Killers too.
Everybody, not the Everybody Knows, or that's a good one too.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
but there's a longer version of this song to the future. That's the movie version. There's a longer version which is really cool.
What makes it cooler?
It's just got more verses in it.
Oh,
it's
cool.
like twice as long.
Yeah.
Oh well, I got to go check that out after the show today.
You're gonna buy a hat and wear it. It just gets really weird.
He runs out of things.
He runs out of things to do. Yeah. Yeah. It just becomes uneventful.
Go buy another hermit crab.
Yeah. The man's breath was murder.
It was. It sure was. What's going on, Jimmy?
Not much.
I'm watching this hurricane. We got a hurricane coming our way, huh?
Yeah, I hope it doesn't hit. I haven't been focused on it. This is as much attention as I paid to it.
Oh, it's going to hit. It's gonna do some kind of damage somewhere.
Let me rephrase. I hope it doesn't affect my life at all.
Exactly. That's what we all think. Like, maybe a little south of here would be nice, or push offshore or whatever and hit somewhere else. But no, this thing's gonna hit. I don't know. They're saying what, a 35% chance it hits the New York City area.
Yep, that's what they're saying.
And it's gonna hit Tuesday,
Monday night, Tuesday.
And where is it right now?
Right now, it looks like it's
just above Cuba, right?
Yeah.
Just above Cuba.
Oh, great. So it's going to have a bunch of people with it.
God. So we got that we're watching very, very closely in the Northeast here. So.
I should probably care. I'm lucky I live higher up. Like I live on the 10th floor. So living above, you don't have to worry as much about your shit getting flooded. But the basement's always an issue. Like where your whole life is stored.
Oh, yeah. You got one of those storage units, huh?
I got two of them, yeah. You don't realize how much garbage you have until you clear out your storage units and you still have shit.
So you needed to get into radio a lot earlier, because I'm a minimalist, because I had to move so much that you had no choice. You had to throw everything away and make sure everything you had fit in a car.
Yeah.
And a shitty cheap car at that, usually. Like a Honda Accord hatchback. That was my life. Whatever I could put in there, everything else had to be thrown away.
I save everything. I'm not as bad as I used to be, but it's just it's a collection of nothing.
Yeah.
Like every signed book I've ever gotten, I've saved. Like, and I've saved some of the ones that are not signed. So I'm gonna throw out. Like, why am I saving the ones who are not? I'm not gonna read sex tips from a fucking 50-year-old woman that we got 8 years ago.
Who
I don't remember her name.
Laura Korn?
Yeah, she was really nice. But I'm not gonna read the book.
I love Laura Korn.
She was awesome, but I'm not gonna read her book. Like, we talked, we had a good time, and. I'm too dysfunctional at this point to fucking take anybody's help.
The one thing that creeps me out about you is how you keep all your chargers for phones and things that you don't even you'll never use ever again.
I fucking tore through the house and threw so much of that shit out.
Oh, you did?
Oh my god!
Oh,
I'm like, why am I saving? It's a Dell plug,
right?
For what?
Oh, we could have used it for this computer.
But you know what? Once in a while, you need it. Once in a while, I'll go back through and be like, where the fuck is this plug? Like, I've needed this once in 11 years, and I don't have it.
I have no problem throwing stuff out, man. When the kids go to bed, I get a big garbage bag and I start going around the house and I just start throwing things away that I know are either broken or they're not using anymore. Or actually, then we get a pile for charity, but whatever. But I can't wait to throw things away.
You know what I save? Anything I've worn on TV in a special, and I kind of wish I didn't save it, but it's only like 5 It's not like it's, fucking 80.
No, that's kind of cool.
That's a cool idea.
But I saved that stuff. Like, I wore this, and I see my Please Be Offended outfit when I was I can't believe how fucking fat I was in that. And I put the pants are like, they're giant on me. They're like Jared pants.
I forget.
I have a Jared hard drive. So it's perfect.
I look back at some of those pictures of you, and I don't remember you being that big. Ugh. I just don't.
Porky McFat cunt. That was awful. Just awful. But I didn't realize it at the moment. I remember watching in 2005 when I did the half hour on HBO, and they did all of them.
Yeah.
Me and Pete Papalardo, who was my agent at the time, were in L.A., and it was the Four Seasons Hotel. I think that's where Pete was staying. And we watched my special. It was just me and him. We sat in the hotel. It was really homoerotic, just two men watching. But I remember watching it and going, I didn't realize, you're a fucking fat pig.
You remember watching, thinking you looked all right.
Or okay, or not being suicidal as I should have been looking at that. Like,
Yeah.
ugh.
Yeah, no, when I see some of that stuff from the old days, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. How many pounds was that?
I don't know, dude. At one point, it was. I told Nick DiPaolo one reason I knew it was time. But again, I fluctuated from Tough Crowd. I quit smoking in 2001. From then on, and in Tough Crowd, they did some scene with me walking down the street. In the first 8 episodes, this was November of 2002, and I was wearing a Dallas Cowboys jacket, and I had a fucking hat on. And I remember being I was probably close to 180 at that point. Wow. I remember me and Nick DiPaolo arguing about something in the office. He's like, "Hey, you fat fuck." And I remember that hitting me oh my God, when that's the thing someone yanks out in a moment of anger, you have problems.
Yeah.
And I wound up losing it after that and then putting it back on. It's fucking brutal.
Yeah, you went back and forth for a little while.
Oh my God, for years.
But now you're at a good size there,
Yes.
Jim Norton.
I'm writing a health tips book.
Yay!
Yes. It's called Just Watch a Special of Yourself.
Yeah.
Look at your neck on television.
We got a lot of good stuff today. This one thing that I saw right away when I walked in, 40,000 women on Ashley Madison shared just 6 email addresses, which were owned by the company.
That's a little shady.
What do you mean? What?
I mean, the odds of them all being able to use it effectively is probably not.
Okay.
You know?
You really shouldn't share your password like that.
Dude, that's so bad. 40,000, because it would take a while. It would take me a little while. I still check. I haven't heard back, but I'm like, that's why it's the delay.
Yeah. That's funny.
Oh.
They needed women. It was all guys signing up for that Ashley Madison, and they're like, man, if we don't have more women in this thing, we're going to be a bust. Yeah. So they came up with a plan to get a whole bunch of fake women in there.
And apparently the live chats were mostly robots.
Robots?
Oh, God, yeah. Those things are all bots. We're like, hey, how are you? You mean not a visual chat, but a fucking text chat?
Yes.
Oh, God, they're the worst, yeah.
And you could tell?
I've gotten hit with them before, but not on Ashley Madison, but just on Kick.
Yeah.
And there's this other one, a couple of these apps you'll get with them.
So shouldn't there be a question you could just
yeah.
write out so you know if it's a robot or not?
Are you a bot? And then they'll go, no, I'm not a bot. But they've gotten really fucking good.
Right.
But I'll say things like, can I sniff your asshole? No response. So maybe it is a real girl. I get obnoxious with them. And sometimes when they respond, you're like, it's fun to watch them try to respond. Cause it's a robot, so they don't know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they don't understand the subtleties of, can I smell your clit when you spell it with a K?
So you play along with it.
Yeah. Or I'll say something really obnoxious just to annoy them.
That's really
So I figure there's got to be a guy
good.
monitoring it. So
Yeah, of course.
They'll have to look at it and go, ugh.
But 40,000 women on Ashley Madison shared just 6 email addresses. They're regrouping, right? They're not going away.
I don't see how they can regroup at this point, because it's not even the guy-girl ratio, because they could always go, it's the fact that the people's privacy was outed.
Yeah, but they got rid of the guy, and then I remember reading somewhere.
Oh, is he gone?
Yeah, I remember reading they're going to, regroup and, figure it out and move forward from there.
They have to say that, but I don't see how they move forward, because I'm going to tell you what's going to happen is the lawsuits are going to start piling in for people's privacy being violated, for them. People are going to say that they advertised inappropriately because the company, I think, owned those 6. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Didn't they own them?
So it came from an IP address of the company that owned Ashley Madison, yeah.
Oh, their parent company? Okay. So if that's true, then they're going to say that, hey, this was deceptive business practices or whatever. And even if it's not deceptive business practices, you still got to fucking deal with lawsuits. It's a nightmare.
Well, yeah, what I read was that that doubled their income, because they could then boast, we had this amount of women.
Yeah.
Right. I'm suing them.
Here we go. It says,
fell in love with a bot.
who's he in this article?
There was a data scientist.
Okay, he says he studied this whole thing. He says he found that on April 10th, 2012, 122,766 men and 11,923 women signed up to the website, all in one day.
On that day.
From an IP address that traced back to Avid Life Media, Ashley Madison's parent company. So their numbers in general were way down.
Why would they do that? From their own, couldn't you set up in a hotel somewhere? Why the fuck would you use your own IP address?
I guess they figured no one would track it or whatever. I don't know. So weird.
I'm always on a fake IP address when I use my fucking internet name. Jimmy Muffins.
Jimmy Muffins.
And no one's figured out that's you?
No one's figured out it's me.
Not yet.
You know, it's my picture holding a muffin.
That's
So your picture's included.
Yes, it is.
And your name is Jimmy. It's featured.
Yes, with a G.
And no one with a G.
Yeah.
Jimmy with a J.
Yeah.
That's what throws them off.
Yeah, that's a
Jimmy
bit
Muffins.
tricky.
That's
I don't know
pretty
who it is.
smart.
That's really smart.
Fucking, but they're in
Throw
trouble,
them off
man.
the scent.
Yeah, they're in trouble.
No, I don't think they come back from
How
this.
can you? Who would trust them? And they still haven't caught the hacker.
No.
You'd never trust your information. They didn't. Did they not get rid of the information they were supposed to get rid of? People paid $20. Those people have legit. Most people won't sue because they're married and they're just trying to fucking move on, hoping their wife doesn't check the site.
Yeah.
You know, don't check the meta site. But
I'm
you know,
sure every woman checked.
if they know how to, yeah.
I'm sure they all checked
I'm
the
sure.
Ashley Madison. So
It never appealed to me that much. There's, again, because I don't mind spending money, like, again, because I'm single, so it doesn't matter. But there's other sites where
But can't you just get broads because of what you do there, Jimmy?
you can, but.
I mean, according to Bill Cosby, what did Cosby say to Kenan? Where was that? Oh, yeah. Kenan Thompson says Bill Cosby told him you're going to need 2 dicks because women will be all over you. So why are you going to these sites? You're in that world.
I don't know. Bill Cosby never said that to me. Never said that to me.
But I
Bill,
would assume
Bill
you
Cosby
would've-
said I'm going to need 2 dicks, one to jerk off and one to shove in my asshole. Why did I get so vulgar? I didn't have a good joke, so I just dirtied it up.
I would assume that you were in that same world where the women are coming on to you so much, you're going to need 2 dicks to take care of all of them.
I do better than I should. Like, if life was fair, I'd bang nothing but 4s who are in their late 30s or, like, I've done much better than is fair. Because, you know, being in the business, you have access to people. But no, it's not like other professions. Not like music, or it's not like, you know, I'm an average-looking guy. Like, being funny is the only reason I've ever fucked girls that are attractive.
Well, you're better looking than Kenan Thompson.
Well, maybe, but
And Cosby's telling him he needs 2 dicks, so I'm thinking you need at least 2 to 2.5 dicks.
well, here's what Cosby was telling him. Cosby wasn't telling Kenan Thompson, "You're so good looking." Cosby was telling Kenan Thompson, "I fucked a lot of women."
Right.
That was Cosby's way of saying, "Boy, have I fucked a lot of girls."
Yeah.
You're gonna need 2 dicks and 4 hands to hold the drink and the drugs you're pouring in.
Yeah, right.
You know.
Right.
But yeah, you know, no, that hasn't been the case. So I don't mind spending the money. So there's websites where the money is transferred, and those are. You'll be surprised the women you can meet on those sites. You know, but even though those, half of them are just hookers, and it's not like legit.
Well, all right. Kenan Thompson had his suspicions about Bill Cosby long before dozens of women stepped forward alleging the comic sexually assaulted them. Appearing on Late Night with Seth Meyers on Tuesday, the SNL star recalled a conversation he had with Cosby while filming the 2004 feature film Fat Albert, which was based on Cosby's famed series.
We know who it's based on. Why would they put that in the article? Who's that boy? Who? That a new guy? Fat who?
What is this Fat Albert?
I've never heard of him before.
There are little indicators of things that happen that you just go, that was a little different, explained Thompson. And one of them was this story that he told me where he was like, you know, life is good in the movies or whatever, but you just be ready because when this movie comes out, you're going to need 2 dicks because women are going to be all over you. The 37-year-old sketch comic said he's proud of his work on the film despite its association with the disgraced comedian.
Yeah, Kenan, you don't need to say that. We know that you had nothing to do with the rapes. You know, you're just an actor, you're comic, you did that. And it's like that. There's no tie into the rapes with that story. He just wanted to tell a funny story about Cosby, and I get it.
Yeah.
It's hard to spin a funny Cosby story nowadays.
Yeah.
Like, that's a story you want to tell. Like, he said I should have 2 dicks.
Yeah.
Cosby used the dicks word. But now that there's all these rape allegations, it's hard to tell a fucking cute anecdote. Boy, am I talking quickly.
Why? Yeah,
I didn't sleep properly last night.
Why are you talking so fast?
I don't know. I tossed
like
and
it,
turned.
though.
I woke up at 4:30 in the morning, just staring at the clock. And then the enchanting voice, you know, it's 5:45.
That's what I'm on the other end of that every morning.
Yeah, I like it though. Kenny wakes me up.
It's 5:45, Jim.
I enjoy that. It's a vigor. I like waking up with and hearing Kenny's voice. I know it's going to be a good day.
He should do messages for alarm clocks. He would do very, very well.
He absolutely
You would
would.
jump out of bed if you heard that voice.
Yeah.
Hi.
Time to wake up.
I watched Benders last night because we had the cast in here, or 3 of the guys, 2 guys and 1 gal.
Yes.
Chris DiStefano, who's a friend of ours, and then you had Andrew Schultz. And Lindsay Broad. Right? I got it right. Good. And I watched the first episode because I thought you were going to be in it. And I got a disc with the first, I thought were the first 3 episodes, but I guess they just gave me 3 random episodes. But obviously you know where this is going. I didn't see Jim Norton.
Yeah, maybe it's, I don't know why. I think I was in the first one of the season. I'm not sure.
I don't know if the first one was the pilot or if they just gave me 3 episodes they were really proud of. But I'll tell you this much: I really liked the show.
Yeah,
I really liked it. I think they got something there. That Jim Serpico knows how to put a TV show together. It has his stamp on this show.
Is it like anything else? Like what's the tone?
Yeah, it's got a little
The Wire meets
What?
It's got a little Sunny in Philadelphia.
That's good.
A little of that, I think.
Yeah.
And some of those Dennis Leary projects from back in the day, a little Rescue Me or what was the other one? Cops or
The Job.
The Job.
Adam
The Job.
Ferrara.
Sorry, yes, The Job with our old pal Adam Ferrara. Yeah, that type of thing. I liked it. I liked it a lot.
I haven't seen a lot of Sex, Drugs, and Rock and Roll. They did get picked up
For a second
Yeah,
season.
so I'm happy, really happy for Bobby. I mean, and everyone is saying how great he is and how funny the storylines are that are around him.
Yeah.
So just support Bob Kelly. I should be watching that more.
He's finally on his way with his acting.
Yeah, he's
I mean,
great.
this is going to lead to all sorts of stuff for him, finally.
By the way,
and
Bob-
he deserves it, and it should have happened years ago.
Yeah, but Bob's got to stop wearing those fucking thick welding glasses because I want to smack them off his face. I saw him at the premiere, and he really is a fucking actor with those big glasses.
Have I seen the new glasses?
I don't like them.
Could you get me a picture of Bob Kelly with
I
his
don't
new
like
glasses?
them, for the record.
But anyway, Benders is on tonight on IFC.
10 o'clock.
10 o'clock, and I think Jim Norton is on tonight's episode.
I don't know.
I thought they said you're the first episode.
Oh, maybe. That's what they told
Unless
me.
they're showing the pilot tonight. I don't
Maybe.
know.
They might show the pilot.
You know what? It's worth watching either way.
Yeah, absolutely.
I definitely will continue watching Benders. Chris Stefano and the gang they're very good actors, like you said.
The girl who plays my ex is so hot, too.
But you didn't get to smooch her.
No, not even a vibe.
That story yesterday was funny.
She was really, again, she was so hot that she's used to having to, I like women who do stuff the way because she wasn't shitty about it. Women that gently, immediately let you know I'm involved.
Yeah.
So we can have, there's Bob's glasses. So,
Oh, wow. That's Bobby's new glasses.
Bobby's
huh?
thick glasses.
Wow. Okay.
You know who else has glasses like that?
Huh.
Louis.
Oh my God,
Yes.
you're right, he does.
Yeah.
Maybe Louis said, "Hey, man,
Maybe.
Yeah.
you want
Or
these?"
maybe Bob's wearing them to be cool like Louis.
That's
Maybe
what
he
I was
is.
maybe thinking.
That's true.
They're very similar to Louis C.K.'s black thick glasses.
That would explain the red wig I saw hanging in Bob's house. Bob and his red wig. But
Nice.
yeah, she had a gentle way of doing it, really, really nice though. But I forget how. You know how women will do it sometimes, and again, not when they're being, and they're not being shitty. They're just being, but So what? Oh yeah, I went. We talked about Hawaii comes up. Hawaii is so good. We went probably 6 months ago, and it was really nice. I think she was going to a party that night. I'm like, what kind of party is it? She's like, I think it's a Halloween party. I mean, we normally don't go to these things, but
There's a lot of we.
tossing a wee gently, but you don't feel like someone's giving you the watch it, Buster.
Right. She's just a nice lady.
She's a nice person. Yeah.
Instead of saying, "No way, creep."
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, she's learned like the actress who who really did put the brakes on me when she was like, I'm down for a friendly lunch. Again, she wasn't being awful, but I was like, ugh.
But you think, hey man, you're my TV ex-wife. Maybe we could get something going on.
That one, yeah, no, there was zero shot. Zero shot.
All right, Louis C.K.'s glasses very similar to Bob Kelly's glasses.
That's right.
There's definitely a similarity there.
Sure, his name is Bobby Cock. Really bothers me.
I gotta pee already. Oh, and you're farting.
Did you guys hear that?
Boy, did
Did
we.
you hear that?
So there's no. It's really fun. I've been getting the friend speech a lot lately.
That means you're trying. You're trying more.
We're trying.
You're putting yourself out there more.
But just mildly trying. And what I mean by that is not that I'm not putting in the effort, bitches. I don't mean that. I mean, I'm not doing anything like trying lunging to kiss girls. I'm not doing anything that blatant. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Maybe girls are just being more proactive.
dude, that's a great way to put it. That's more of a humiliating way to put it. But yeah, they're being more proactive.
Yeah.
So fucking old thinks he looks good turtle fuck doesn't get the wrong impression that I shook his hand at a big fucking party.
It might be your Scrub Daddy t-shirt, too.
It probably is,
I don't
too.
know if women are turned on by the Scrub Daddy
Yeah.
t-shirt.
No, that helps.
I'm like, why don't you? And then I point at my shirt.
The Scrub Daddy people are very nice, and they send us all sorts of products and T-shirts. They're the softest T-shirts I've ever felt. I didn't put it on because the colors are stupid.
I love the orange
But Jimmy
Scrub
loves
Daddy.
it.
I love my Scrub Daddy T-shirt. It's a small and it's soft.
It's kind of almost a salmon color.
It is. People don't know what it is, but they like the shirt. They're like, "What is that?" I'm like, "It's Scrub Daddy," because Scrub Daddy is cool enough where they could think that I'm an older gentleman now. I like to have my fucking ball bag just gently caressed with fingernails. Again, no good joke, just a dirty thought flying out.
I just wish they came up with a different color for their T-shirts.
That's the only reason I like it. If this was a brown shirt, although I look good in brown according to everyone, so if I had maybe if it was blue, I wouldn't have worn it.
All right. Well, it looks good on you. I can't pull off the salmon slash. Sort of looks pink at times.
Hey, it looks good on you. You buy that shirt, you get a free bowl of soup.
Yeah, light orange. I don't know what color it is really. It changes colors during the day. A different color than I would be wearing their product on my chest.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't.
It does look good on you. What am I saying?
It's a small, but I don't mind wearing a bright color once in a while.
Yeah.
I want more color in my life.
Smile, Jimmy.
Smile. There you go. Man who fell asleep during Yankees game sues team, TV announcers for $10 million. We had this story back in the day.
When he filed, yeah.
I think this story is at least a year old, but we have an update on it, right?
Yes.
And the case was thrown out of court?
Yeah, it was really gross. It was like, come on, dude. You fell asleep in a public place like that. You know it's being filmed for television. Like, what? They just had some fun with you. It wasn't like they said, "Look at this guy, he's on heroin." They just joked. They had some fun with you. Falling asleep at the game. Just take it.
Yeah. Well, they kept going back to him and kind of.
Yeah, but that's funny. You're asleep at a fucking ball game. You know, it's like.
I agree with you.
Yeah, these guys are.
I mean, he's a bit, embarrassed by the whole thing.
Boy.
He's a big boy.
He's a big boy.
Know why they're mocking him? Because it was a really good game. Because they showed on the screen it was Yankees 2, Red Sox 1, fourth inning. I mean. You don't fall asleep early on in a game that's close.
Yeah, he just dozed off.
But
what?
I think it was a Sunday night game, and those games go like 3 hours.
Forever. But, I mean...
3.5.
So, if they're in the fourth inning, they're only about 2 hours into the game at that point.
Yeah, I'm not saying there should be a lawsuit, but...
I can't
sometimes
stand
they
watching
drag.
baseball. Do you watch baseball, Eric?
I do. I haven't watched much this year.
And you could sit through a 3-hour game in the middle of like May.
It's just like I think Jimmy said it the other day, or somebody did. I'll watch.
Quote me.
I'll watch the playoffs. It's hard. It's hard to watch season games for me now.
Yeah.
But I'll watch the playoffs because there's a lot more excitement, a lot more moves, and
I got to watch a little bit because the Mets are in it. But I'm not going to sit here and make believe I'm.
Are the Yankees
a
in?
fan. I don't know. Where are we at with the Yankees? Not yet, right?
nope.
I should go to a game.
They'll probably get one of the wild card spots, so they'll have to play the play-in game.
Now it's cold again. Fucking 57 degrees today.
Well, the temperature finally, changed.
We had a good summer though.
We sure did.
We got very lucky. A lot of 80-degree days. I mean, all the way through Sept.
Sept.
Yeah, from now on.
Sept.
The abbreviation kids.
Sept was a very warm month. I want to talk about at fart. At fart. The Edward. I only heard this story. I
What
hear
is this?
It's hilarious.
Oh, Twitter comedian trolls headline.
Travis was explaining this to me. So
Best thing you're gonna watch all week.
Did you enjoy it?
Oh yeah. Yes, I did.
Travis.
Yes.
So Edward Snowden is popping up again, and they decided to talk to an expert on this type of thing, right, Travis?
Yeah. Well, he's in the news because like 2 days ago he created a Twitter.
Yeah, he tweeted for the first time.
So
What was his first tweet? It was.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, something like that. Yes.
So HLN headline news wanted to get a commentator on to talk about it. So they thought that they were getting a journalist, I think, from Al Jazeera, with the same name as Fart.
Yeah. So
But
this
they
guy.
didn't. They booked Fart.
Yeah, this guy's a Twitter comedian that just happens to
He's
have the
very funny.
same name as
John something.
Oh, so they contacted him and he just went with it.
Yeah, he's like, okay.
It was kind of
That's fucking
it's kind
funny.
of their whole Corey thing.
Yeah, so he's
That's hilarious.
So this guy's like, holy shit, look at my luck.
Is he a comedian? What's a Twitter comedian? Is he a stand-up?
I think he's kind of like
one of those
the same
guys
thing
that
like Rob Delaney, who kind of like started on Twitter.
Yeah, he's got a following
he got
from
very
Twitter.
popular.
Did
through
Rob
Twitter.
start on Twitter? Or wasn't he? He's a show in England now.
He got very popular. Twitter is where Rob Delaney got.
Yeah,
Right.
we had him on, and he said, yeah, he was one of the guys that his whole career exploded because of his tweets.
I don't know if he's a stand-up, but he's got a very large following.
Oh, okay.
on Twitter.
That's well. Plus, the name is funny. How did he get at fart?
He was
Early on.
very early.
That's early, man.
You got to get to Twitter very early, but so his name is the same name as the guy they actually wanted.
John something. I forget what
Yeah.
it is. His is Jon.
Yeah, and so
Hendren.
being a Twitter comedian is like, oh my god, look at
Henry.
look at my luck. So he said, yes, I'll talk to you about Edward Snowden, and this is what happened.
It's just that easy. Fucking Dell computer.
Well, I mean, only the best for the show.
Yeah.
Today. So joining me now, Jon Hendren, who supports Edward Snowden. John, Twitter, they shut down ISIS accounts. Why do you think Snowden is any different, according to Pataki?
Oh, well, he's a hero. I mean, he's doing what any one of us should have done in that situation. He's got a voice. He's been isolated for so long. He's got valid things to say. I mean, we should listen to what he says.
But some people don't think he's a hero.
Well, they're wrong. I mean, he's doing the most patriotic possible thing.
All right, listen, some people are also saying Snowden's actions could have been harmful. I want to take a listen to John Oliver from back when, and then we'll talk about it.
The New York Times took a slide, didn't redact it properly, and in the end it was possible for people to see that something was being used in Mosul on Al-Qaeda.
That is a problem.
Well, that's a
It is a and these things do happen in reporting. In journalism, we have to accept that some mistakes will be made. This is a fundamental concept of liberty.
Right, but you have to own that then. You're giving documents with information you know could be harmful, which could get out there.
Yes.
There is classified information out there that John Oliver was referring to
This is where it
that
starts
was
getting
released
good.
that could have feasibly harmed people. Do you think Snowden's actions were worth that risk?
Well, to say that he couldn't harm somebody, with what he did, like he could, absolutely he could have. But I think to cast him out, to make him invalid in society, simply because he has scissors for hands, I mean, that's so strange because, I mean, people didn't get scared until he started sculpting shrubs into dinosaur shapes and whatnot.
All right, well, now Snowden's living in Russia. Actress with this. Dear Edward Snowden,
Hold on.
what do you make of
How
the
does she
massive
not
Russian
ask, what do you mean
misinformation campaign
scissors for
going on?
hands?
They're just the worst.
They're dopes.
Because they don't even listen.
How do you not ask him? What do you mean sculpting a fucking
Dinosaurs.
And you know what else? There's 2 minutes left of this.
Yeah, like a lot. Of course. Keep going.
Snowden's living in Russia. Actress Zap tweeted this. Dear Edward Snowden, what do you make of the massive Russian misinformation campaign going on? Listen, some people say it's hypocritical that Snowden has asylum in Russia. Russia has a lot of human rights violations.
Well, yeah, casting him out is just completely wrong. We're treating him like an animal, like somebody who should be quarantined and put away. Just because he was created on top of a mountain by Vincent Price and incomplete with scissors for hands and no heart, Edward Scissorhands is a complete hero to me.
But what about the choice that he made to live in a country like Russia?
And he even says Edward Scissorhands because he probably is like, how far am I going to go with this?
Yeah, exactly. Because he's like, I got my joke in, so now, hello.
And she just keeps talking. Like, they don't listen.
Created by Vincent Price on a mountain. On top of a mountain.
And he says Edward Scissorhands, and she's like, so do you think that...
This shows you everything you need to know about the media. They don't listen. They get into some of their trance and their rhythm, and they don't even listen to the person they're interviewing.
Like, instead of just going, did you say Edward Scissorhands?
Why wouldn't you?
And taking the chance of him going, oh my God, I misspoke.
Right. And then why not have a moment where you're like, oh, that's... And say, wow, that's pretty funny. Right. You got me.
Well, what do you mean
by...
by...
We'll be back after these messages.
Yeah.
I mean, what are you doing? Trying to continue this?
What do you mean by he has hands made out of scissors? I've heard of that film.
Yes.
Because he was created on top of a mountain by Vincent Price and incomplete with scissors for hands and no heart. Edward Scissorhands is a complete hero to me.
But what about the choice that he made to live in a country like Russia?
I mean, where else is he going to go? You know, we cast him out. Like, we got scared when he poked a hole in a waterbed with his scissor finger. Like,
He just keeps going with it.
He's playing it
so
perfectly.
quick, and he's just ready.
It's his delivery too. He's keeping it very calm.
And I love his reset, which is we cast him out, and then right into the example. It's just so perfect.
Go back. I gotta hear that again.
Poked a hole in a waterbed with his scissor fingers.
I mean, where else is he going to go? You know, we cast him out. Like, we got scared when he poked a hole in a waterbed with his scissor finger. Like, that was just unreasonable of us.
Well, John, I appreciate you giving us your opinion.
God,
thanks.
they're the
Listen, for more-
worst. They're the worst.
Nothing.
Why wouldn't you acknowledge that?
There's one moment if you watch it, and again, I don't know if it looks like she looks up like someone got in her ear and said, "He's trolling you, stupid."
Yeah.
I don't know. That was very funny.
I don't know why you can't just go with that moment and go,
Oh, it's awesome.
No, we've been had. That's great.
John Oliver seemed to be doing a good job in that interview, though.
John Oliver's
a
show
great
is
interview.
the best show on television.
That's really, he seemed to really be
John
doing a good
Oliver's
job.
show is amazing.
Every week, best show on
Was he ever a real journalist?
No, he's a comedian.
No.
He started
Oh,
on the
okay.
Daily Show.
He seemed to be just asking like legit questions there.
Yeah, that's what he's turned. He's turned his show into kind of like what Jon Stewart had, where like that's where you got some serious information. Like he will do every week a 15 to 20 minute long piece on something.
Yeah.
And it's serious, but it's also funny.
Right.
But it's great.
It's brilliant.
Best show on TV.
He did the interview in Russia.
Yeah, he went to Russia.
Was Snowden a fan of his? I'm guessing so.
They reached out to him, and he was a fan.
Wow.
And I think he was like 2 hours late to the interview. Like,
Yeah, they
didn't
thought
think
he wasn't going to
coming.
show up.
It's really great.
Really?
I didn't see this John Oliver yet.
It's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
This one? When did it air?
This was almost a year ago.
Yeah.
I never saw that one.
Yeah, I knew he
I
interviewed
gotta
him, I didn't
search it
see it.
out. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, but at Fart, bravo to you.
Yeah, very
sir.
funny.
Bravo to at Fart.
Very funny.
His delivery was perfect for it.
Well, you know, we cast him out.
he
Right
sounded
back
like-
into an example.
He sounded like a professional.
Sure he did. Till he said Edward Scissorhands. Or till he said we had scissors for hands and he was making shrubs. Dinosaur
Complete with no heart.
Vincent Price made him on the top of a mountain. He said Vincent Price. He said Edward Scissorhands.
He said mountain top.
Waterbed.
What? I mean, good God, she just plowed right through.
Oh, God.
That's why, by the way, that's why women are impossible in a fucking argument. That's what you're dealing with. She's hearing nothing. Imagine her boyfriend has to deal with that.
Yeah, she's just hearing white noise.
Honey, I didn't say that, but then you did say that to me, and I heard you say that to me. Honey, it wasn't me. I was away. I was in California, and then I heard you say that yesterday.
Because this is how it goes down. She has like 3 or 4 questions that she's going to ask no matter what. So she's just waiting for him to stop talking so she could ask the next question. She's literally not listening to the guy, obviously.
What the fuck's on TV?
Chip and dip.
Oh, fuck. Me and my brother.
Stores now responsible for credit card fraud. Chip and dip.
Yeah, I got a chip in my card.
Wait, did I hear that correctly? Your
That
brother?
means you push it and Yuma comes out.
Is it true your brother's name is Dip?
Yes, it is.
I didn't know you had a brother.
My buddy.
Is your buddy or your brother?
Buddy.
Buddy.
We're like brothers.
You like brothers.
Tall dummy.
How do you know Dip?
He works here as a security guy.
I gotta make wee badly.
I don't know. Do you want to pay? It's $7.40.
I know it's a little early, but I drank this pineapple, coconut water, mango, banana, spinach, kale, and a touch of vegan probiotic.
Well, do you want to run and pee and I'll chat for 5 minutes and we can break in 15? I mean, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, let me. For real, I gotta pee.
Yeah, go piss.
This is unusual, I know, but you guys are in very good hands with Mr. Norton.
Yes.
He knows what he's doing.
I'll be right
think
back.
So.
Oof.
So. Radio, man, shit's crazy.
What do you want to talk about?
We have Gilbert Gottfried in today, who's a buddy of mine who I'm doing his podcast on Tuesday. And Jon Bernthal, who I've not met, who was on the first 2 seasons of Walking Dead.
You weren't in when he came in?
No, I was out, but there's a picture of him with that stupid cardboard cutout of me because I really wanted to meet him because I liked that show so much.
Very good.
He was really great. And his new movie is supposed to be great. It's called Sicario, I guess. And we got a link late last night. They got to send links earlier.
They do.
It's like, it's hard, once I'm jerking off, I'm not going to stop to watch your movie. Once I'm in the middle of fucking, once I'm in that mode, you can't send me something at 9:30 at night and expect me to watch it.
We'll tell the publicist that about the match.
Yeah, and you could say it like that. Like, this fucking guy just jerks off a lot and he needs this earlier. If it's not there by 2 p.m., he's not watching it. So I'm a bit unprepared.
So you're unavailable after 2 p.m. because of masturbation?
Yeah, I get into a loop. It really does fuck up your biorhythms. I'm telling you, it's really fucking devastating. So hopefully I'll be able to talk to this guy and, not knowing about his film. And he hasn't been on TV in a while, so what am I going to say to him?
He's also going to be the Punisher.
Yeah, he's going to be the
Season
Punisher.
2 of Daredevil.
Ooh, he's playing Carlos Mencia? That was his name, by the way. Carlos Mencia would call himself the Punisher.
Why?
I don't know. That was just his nickname.
Punish
Carlos.
the audience, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, that's just what comedians would say,
Yeah.
It's kind of the obvious
Yeah.
thing. We would just kind of tease him a bit.
Yeah.
What is the Punisher, Travis?
Punisher's a comic book character.
I don't know. Oh, yeah, I've heard of it. I bailed out of comic books so many fucking years ago.
Yeah, he's old, though.
I collected, no, but I'm sure I just forgot.
They've tried to do that movie, like, many times.
Yeah.
And now he's just going to be a character in Daredevil.
I collected when I was younger because, I remember getting caught. I bought Captain America, like number 100. And then me and my buddy Paul got caught stealing comic books from the flea market. And they, instead of calling our parents, it was a place we used to go to all the time. And they caught us stealing. They looked in our bag. And they were really hurt because we had been going there all the time and hanging out with them. And
What
they
were
were
you stealing?
I don't remember, just a bunch of comics. And they were like, we're going to take these back. And they wound up taking my Captain America that I had legitimately purchased from them. But yeah, but they fucked me. I deserved it. They were like, we would hang out and talk to them for an hour and see them every week. And they're like, these guys are stealing from us. So we deserved it.
And that was the end of comic book collecting?
No, that was, I still collected, but that was the day. Was that the day? There was one of those days we got picked up by, I think, his dad. And there was another day where we were walking to steal comic books from downtown New Brunswick. And that was when I had to shit outdoors. And I had on satin shorts. And I was shitting, and there were yellow jackets flying around.
Why were you wearing satin shorts?
I didn't realize how homoerotic it was. Me and my little burgundy satin shorts.
You were like, all right, this is my outfit for the day?
I thought they were the fucking coolest thing. You missed it. We were all confessing homosexual activity. So it's your turn.
No, what?
No, you just walk back in. No, I wore satin shorts.
What are we talking about?
Comic books. He's saying that, I'm saying Jon Bernthal, I'm not prepared because I didn't see his film. And Travis said he's playing the Punisher, which was a comic book character. And I realized how much I don't know about comic books anymore.
But he's not playing it on his own show. He's playing it on Netflix's Daredevil.
But I don't know what the Punisher, like Daredevil, I remember. I never really read it.
Guns.
He's got that big skull on his black shirt.
Fuck yeah! But I didn't. I stopped reading comic books. I think I read, some Spider-Man, the Fantastic Four, the Hulk. But I stopped giving a shit many years
Punisher
ago.
might have been more popular, like late '80s.
Yeah.
Early 90s when I was reading them growing up.
We started collecting them. Like, I started collecting them just to keep, like, I wanted it for value. Like, once they started getting valuable in the 80s, like, the new Teen Titans, I've talked about that. And I know this is weird for people who don't, but there was a real value in them. And then they just shit the bed. Like, no one cared anymore about
Do you
a lot
have any,
of
like,
them.
action comics and stuff?
No, I had, I bought a bootleg. It was, Action Comics, but I think it was bootleg because there was 2 P's in Superman. And I'm like, the new supper, man. And it was a guy delivering a tray of food. I'll do it for you. Boo! Awful. But no, I never had anything of true value.
His movie's supposed to be really good, though.
Yeah, but again, like I was saying, these guys, they send us these links
A
late.
little too late at night.
It's a little easier during the day because I can't. You know what? I told you I watched Kelsey, Cook, comedian friend of mine, told me to watch El Machina. Is that how you say it?
Ex Machina.
Ex Machina. Wow, was I way off? Ex Machina about the robots, and it was fucking good. It was.
You liked it, huh?
Yeah, it was about a guy who's wins this like lottery at work because he's a programmer, and the genius boss has been working on an AI, and he has to go out to the boss's compound and meet the AI. And the AI is a very attractive female. And I'm not giving you any real
No, it's in the trailer.
spoilers.
Yeah.
But did we talk about this yesterday?
No.
We were
I
talking
knew we
about it
mentioned
before
it.
the show.
We were talking before the show.
Everyone really likes this movie.
I liked it. There was parts of it that I might have changed a little bit, like the Mr. Roboto part where it was like an 11-minute more than "Tome arigato." I'm like, that's just too much. We get it. Wow, that was terrible.
John's also in
Thank you for bailing me out with a fact. Nothing worse than when a sticks jokes bombed. Thank God Travis will step in with a fact. You know, Dennis DeYoung really took the band to new levels.
Trying to help.
I know you were. I appreciate that very much.
He was in Me and Earl and the Dying Girl earlier this year. Which
What is that?
Very...
He was in that?
John?
Me and Earl and the Dying Girl.
I've never heard of that one.
That was the beginning of the summer, I think.
Sardine
Yeah,
Earl.
it's like it's supposed to be very, very good.
What's it about?
It's an indie movie. I think it's about a girl with cancer who, not a comedy.
Fuck yeah, I'm a Capricorn. Go ahead, Trev.
And another kid who is kind of pushed to befriend her, like, because she's dying.
Right.
And that's all I really know.
Me and Earl and the Dying
But it's supposed
Girl.
to be very good.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
That's all I have.
So
you want
he-
to tell another joke? Or?
He's pushed to befriend her.
I believe so, yeah.
And, wow, all right. That seems like pretty cool.
It was very popular, I think, at either Sundance or one of those other festivals.
Yeah, won grand jury prize
Yeah.
at Sundance.
Yeah.
All right, so 12 people liked it. Gives a shit. You know, there's some really creative fucking people out there. That's the beauty of all these independent films and stuff. There's so many really smart, creative people coming up with stuff. You're like, God damn it, that's such a simple... I don't mean an easy concept, but I mean, hey, a guy is forced to befriend a dying girl or whatever he does. And whatever happens. And hilarity ensues.
but they know how to put it together properly.
They go on an adventure.
Because it's a simple concept, but how they make the film is the brilliance of it, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And with going back to Ex Machina, it's the same.
You saw this movie?
Yeah.
I thought it was about the Macarena. I hated it. I'm like, when are they going to fucking dance?
You were saying.
It's creepy all the way through.
Yes.
It's like, and there's not. It's not even necessarily what's on the page. It's their performances and how the two main characters are reacting to one another, and how one of the main characters is reacting with the AI. Everything, you're just creeped out all the way through.
And there's a beautiful Japanese girl in this. So, of course, I Googled her because she was lovely. She's only 22. She's probably, she's too old for me by about 4 years. But she's, her name is Soyona something, and she is fucking beautiful. She's not the lead, but God, is she lovely. They don't even. I hope I'm not spoiling anything. No.
Did you tweet her?
Nah, she's too young. What do I say to her? Hi,
And
you're pretty and famous, and I'm mediocre and on my way out.
She's really hot, but how are the AI boobs?
They're human boobs. It's just very well done, and it's about the Turing test, which I only know what that is because Metzger had written me a joke about the Turing test when I was doing my Vice thing. It's about talking to a robot. Can you tell that you're talking to a robot or not? And if you don't know you're talking to a robot, it's past the Turing test. And again, somebody on science knowledge will call me up and go, "You fucking wrong."
You got it wrong, but
Probably but that's something to do
probably
with
pretty
it.
close.
But it shows you where we're going, and eventually we will have these things where we have no idea. Because it makes you question, like, what makes you a person? Like, okay, we think that we have this place, like, there's this thing on the Drudge Report where they can now help people with Alzheimer's by grabbing, I want to say, taking your memories and helping you. They can't decipher your memories, but they can take the electrical signals. And again, I'm paraphrasing like a blithering high school dropout dummy.
Right.
But they can take the electrical signals of a memory, capture them, skip over the shitty damaged part of your brain for Alzheimer's, and this is what they're and then put them in the good part so you have the memories. But they say they don't know what it means. They said it's like translating Spanish to French without being able to speak either language.
Right.
So we cannot capture the memory. We can't capture the thought yet.
But how fucked up is that if you're suffering from that and they take the wrong memories that you purposely made sure
my God,
you took care of and got out of your system?
Yeah, and you're talking to your wife and you're like, you remember that time I ate an apple after we molested a child? What? What did you say?
That's what I'm saying.
I can't believe I had sex with your sister when you were in the hospital having a breast removed. What? All the fucking raw memories. That's hilarious. All the raw memories are coming back.
Let's not start fucking around with memory.
But that eventually we'll be able to capture it. And I'd love to know and translate it and figure out what it means. It's all electrical shit.
Going back to the robots and the AI stuff, Ray Kurzweil, what was the name of his documentary again?
His Singularity, I think.
Singularity, it was called. And they have a whole part in that documentary about robots. And the people that are doing that technology, it's in this movie. They said they're completely frightened with what they know so far and where this whole thing is going.
Really?
Yes.
Because
why are you saying really?
Because it doesn't seem like whatever they know right now. I mean, clearly
they know what this is leading to. Yes,
enslavement of the human race.
Well, what is it that makes it an original, like a thought? Like
If you
you
could
think of
find-
something, it's just a bunch of synapses or shit firing. Like Ant would say, it's all these little electrical things going. So why the fuck is the machine so different when they would have a billion or so more things to choose from than we do because they're smarter than we are?
You find
the robots are going to run everything. It's very Transcendent Man was his thing. They're going to
find
run
the
everything.
part about the robots because that was the part of the movie that really creeped me out.
Robots.
I wish Ray Kurzweil was a better guest. He was kind of.
He's a brilliant, fun guy, but just boring, and he means well.
He means well.
I'll
and
talk
he
to him again.
He's absolutely brilliant, but a little bit.
But they'll be able to make it soon. I hope. He says 2029 or 2045, but
the robot technology, yeah, they got people.
hang out with
I think it
robots.
was in Japan or something. They're doing a lot of that stuff, and they interviewed a guy, and he's like, "Man, I do not like where this is going. This is scary shit. This is a scary road we're going down."
why are you building a robot that can? Of course, it's Japan. Why are you building a robot that can jump up onto a coffee table and squat? It's the first motion they get down perfectly is the squatting.
Yes.
Little creepy brown doo-doos. They plink instead of having the soft sound. That's what the Japanese are trying to work on. How do you make the soft sound of shite hitting the top of a glass coffee table? And I wonder why we're not more popular in the morning. That's what you want to hear the first moment you wake up. Duty joke.
Trump was on TV again last night.
He's on TV every day, I'm sure, for something.
He just loves it. He knows those TV cameras are going to go live every time he speaks, and he just takes his time. And
Chip tweeted a hilarious Trump joke.
Really? Last night?
Hilarious.
Well, let's see that.
Trump joke.
I'm not up on my Chip tweets last couple of days.
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh my God, was that a good one? What was cotton candy?
This cotton, Coddin, this cotton candy looks like at real Donald Trump. New fucking hairdo. I'm Chippa, you Donald.
I'm chipping you, Donald.
Oh, I'm chipping you, Donald.
Just letting him know we're just kidding. I'm trying to get a follow back.
Did he follow you back?
Not yet, but he will. He fucking loves me.
That's good.
Getting some nice retweets there.
Tweet that motherfucker.
Where did you find the cotton candy? Where were you last night that there was cotton candy, Chip?
I just went out to eat. It was my
Chip.
friend's
Hi,
birthday.
Jim.
Oh, yeah. I went out to eat and Chip jumped in.
And what, they have cotton candy for dessert?
No, it was
not
my
a bad idea.
It was just my friend's birthday, so they brought cotton candy.
Was your friend aware of Chip?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it another lady friend?
It is, but just a friend, yeah.
Another just a friend or the same just a friend?
Well, no, different.
Oh, my God.
Different girl.
Wow.
But I like her. She's a good person.
You got a lot of those.
Yeah, I have a lot of women friends.
That doesn't mean they're a bad person.
No, not at all.
That just a friend thing is
Good for you. You have a lot of friends.
Is tiring. Yeah, but the just a friend is he could have just said it was a friend.
There's nothing worse than
But
when you
just a friend means that Jimmy probably would have liked a little more of somewhere along the line,
that
and
you
it didn't happen. So now it's just a friend.
That you tried something or your intentions were to go farther.
Or you would have just said, "I went out to dinner with a friend."
Right.
Well, no, I was just clarifying. Like I was saying that it wasn't. But there's nothing worse than when you tell a girl through text that you want to, like, look, and they say, to be honest, no, not this girl. It's a different girl.
Wait, you put yourself out there? What was the actual text? Do you remember?
Recently, it was not this girl. It was somebody else. Just something about like. We hung out, and it was more like, and again, she was on a friendship vibe, and it was okay, but she wasn't being dishonest or shitty. She wasn't being like, she was pretty,
Yeah.
but again, we talked about this yesterday. I'm getting fucking Alzheimer's, but, I could just sense that she was like, we're in different places, and I could sense that, so I immediately just say, look, but nicely, not like a dick. It's not confrontational.
What'd you say? Look, I was hoping for more.
No, but I would like to go on a date.
And then she said, to be honest.
I'm like, okay, cool. Like, no problem. But I trust my instinct. I kind of always know. And I'm not going to be the pathetic guy that's like, okay, just tell me about the guys you're dating. I'll listen. It's not going to happen.
Right.
I won't put myself through that. I just jerk off angrily outside your apartment. That's what I do.
I want to say it again, man. I've been with Jim, and you got balls. We were on that flight.
Right. They're usually on my chin.
Hey! We were on that flight. I forgot where we were coming from, and the whole time you were attracted to one of the waitresses, the flying waitresses.
Yes.
And you started writing a note, and I started getting so uncomfortable. I'm like, you're going to hand her a note?
Yes, and I said, tell the pilot if he doesn't land immediately.
But, I mean, the balls that takes, I just was never that guy. I was always so bad at that. But you're writing your note, and you're getting ready to give it to her as we're leaving the plane. And I was getting so uncomfortable because I was putting myself in that situation going, I just never was good at that.
And it didn't work out, and I didn't know she was married. And
How'd you know she was married?
I didn't know if she was married or not. I'm saying I wasn't sure of her status. But the reality is, once you do it, it relieves the thought. Like, I figured I did it, and now I won't regret not doing it. And it was just, and again,
what did you say to her again? Something like,
hey, my name is Jim, and it's too awkward to talk to each other. Maybe something in front of passengers. I didn't want to bother her in front of passengers.
And you handed her the note.
Yeah, like if you want to go for coffee or something while you're, because again, never heard from her. And I put my name out, the real Jim Norton at Gmail. So maybe she knows me, maybe she doesn't. But I figured I wouldn't hear from her. But if it was somebody who was familiar with you and they're like, yeah, he's a nice guy, I would go for coffee with him. Yeah. Then you have a shot.
No, I get all that, but just the act of actually handing over the note, I didn't mind. I would be a mess.
You know what it is? It's fucking stand-up training. It's like you literally you're getting rejected. You're getting rejected every night on something, even if it's not. Even if you have a great show, there's one joke that's bombing. There's one thing that's not getting what you want. So, you get very used to going, and then moving on to the next thing. So with women, it's the same fucking thing. The majority of them are not. Florentine would say that, years ago. He was a very logical guy, like, back we were just touring in the early 90s, and Jim was fucking everything that walked, and he really was a good confidence booster. He'd like, look, just talk to her. Most women are not gonna like you.
If you're batting 400, there's still 6 that said no.
But it was such a great logic, and he was very smart with that, and he's like, the bottom line is, most of them are gonna say no. Yeah. And they do.
Well, as soon as you get that in your head, then I guess it makes that game a lot easier.
And it relieves the fucking pressure, and you don't live in a daydream with a girl. You don't live like, ooh,
I wonder
maybe this is the is this the signal? Fuck that. Here's the signal. Would you like to go on a date? Well, to be honest, that's a no. Cool. Thank you.
What was after, to be honest?
No, but just like why it was,
it was better to just be friends.
Very nice. Yeah, not cunty, there was not one thing she said that I could get annoyed at. It was legitimate and honest, and that's all you can ask for. The problem is when guys, you can't get mad at that shit. Like, you can't get mad at a woman because she doesn't like you. Mm-hmm. You can't get fucking, uncomfortable if a girl goes, no, I just want to be friends.
I hear you.
Yeah.
We should take a break, and then we can play the Trump stuff.
Good.
He thinks Oreos are going to be made in Mexico or something now. Did you guys see that clip last night?
I did not.
You didn't see the latest press conference where he's just attacking everybody again? It's kind of getting, I don't know.
It's like, just say a policy already.
He is. He's talking about he really wants to build this fence.
Okay.
He also announced his big tax plan.
The fence is like, enough with the
tax plan was interesting.
Was it good?
It was.
You ever hear the song by the Beatles, The Tax Man?
Yes.
I think if you make $55,000, you don't have to pay what? Shit! Now I got to go over it.
I'll find it during the break.
And the household, if it's under 110, you get some big tax breaks under his plan.
That's fine, but just help out a 17% tax cut for everyone. Stop it. 17% across the board.
Would that take care of the numbers, you think?
Steve Forbes, I think, had a plan where it was
But he had to figure out where that would work?
Yeah, because everyone pays an equal percentage.
Isn't that what Rand Paul wants?
I think so. Yeah. Everyone pays something, but if you pay, if you have $1,000, you pay $170. That's not that bad. Most people would sign up for that.
Yeah.
I think.
I don't know. I don't know how the numbers would work out in the end if it would take care of everything we need to take care of in this country.
Trump's plan.
Maybe we should just went to break. Why don't I start with taxes?
Why are you in your leather jacket?
It's fucking awful.
So why don't you turn the heat up?
It's freezing in here.
It is cold in here.
Because it's your studio. I'm not. If you're comfortable.
Whatever. If people aren't, I don't control the thermostat.
I'm taking a picture of this fucking horrendous.
What's wrong with my jacket?
Everything.
It's a little old school. When did you get that jacket?
In the spring.
Ugh. This past spring?
Yeah.
All right.
That jacket. I'd rather be cold.
I'm freezing.
We're going to turn up the thermostat. Is Mark Norman coming in today?
Yes.
I didn't know Mark was here. Okay, good.
Yeah, we did a little switcheroo because Vic Henley was supposed to come in, and then I don't know. I think
has Vic's alcoholism got the best of him
again? I don't know what happens to this guy. No, I think he I think his brother said he's coming to New York City, so he wants to hang with his brother. I believe that's
at fucking 7 in the morning. Where are they going?
I don't.
Where are you going at 8 in the morning, Vic?
I don't
We're
know.
going to go out for pancakes.
I don't know.
Right now, Vic is fucking probably choking on his own vomit. Wake Vic Henley up. Make sure he's alive.
Maybe it was what they were doing last night.
That's a great point.
That's probably right.
Fucking Trav dog.
That's probably right. But, I mean, Vic has also come in here under the influence, and that has worked out in our favor as well. So, and then for the first time on this show, although he's made a couple appearances on the channel in recent months, Gilbert Gottfried is coming in today.
Yeah.
Very excited for
Very
that.
excited.
I've been a fan of Gilbert's forever. Jimmy was imitating him after the show.
He's so quiet when he sits at the Comedy Cellar. Like, there's times where Gilbert will come in and hang out. He's just a really nice dude. And, but he's just very quiet, and he's not like a fucking crazy person. Sometimes he is, sometimes he's not. Yeah. But, then he'll just launch, he'll say something just fucking hideous. Right. He really does say, thank you, Kenny. Kenny just grabbed my cock. He'll say something hideous, but he's just a very quiet, soft-spoken guy. And you'd be like, how's the road been? Oh, it's been good.
So this could be a tough one.
No, he's very quiet. He'll talk to you, and he's honest.
Well, you don't want a very quiet guy on the radio. He was never quiet on Howard's show.
No. I don't. Again, that's. I know he did Howard's show a lot. I've not heard him on Howard's show. I imagine he was very funny. But that he's very funny on everything he does.
Yes, he was very funny.
I haven't even heard his podcast, and as I said before, I'm doing it Tuesday, I think. So I'm looking forward to that.
You will do very well with Gilbert's podcast, because they talk movies.
Oh, I could talk movies. You ever see Star Wars?
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
Launch right into it.
He talks movies, but then they go off on things. E-Rock turned me on to Gilbert's podcast. It's very good. I've heard about 3 or 4 episodes so far. Anyway, so Gilbert's coming in a little while, and then who else we got? Jon
Bernthal.
Bernthal's coming in. You guys talked about him a little bit as I was taking half my leak. I had to cut off the stream because it was going on forever. If you need to know,
that's not good. I'm going to do this. System.
I'm going to do the second half during the messages. Good. And what else we got on this channel tonight? What night is it? Thursday. What do we got?
Something new tonight.
Ooh, what's new?
7 o'clock. There's this guy, I don't know if you've heard of him, this guy on Twitter named PFT Commenter. He does sports and politics. And he started out as like a message board guy, and he became kind of famous because of his hot takes.
What's a hot take?
A hot take? Like, you know how like those
when there's a porn movie being shot and the guy comes on her foot by mistake, they call it a hot take.
A hot take. We're gonna have to redo that.
Yep, that was called a swing. And here's what I just did with that fucking softball. I fucking fouled it off my heel. Fucking cunt I am.
That means you're still at the plate, though, Jimmy.
Yeah, I shouldn't be though. The catcher just grabbed
still at the plate.
The umpire didn't see it hit me. I've been tagged out as I meekly walk to third.
All right, third.
You're too hard on yourself.
Third. I'm at first. I'm accurate.
You know how they have those shows like First Take on ESPN, Skip Bayless and Stephen A. Smith?
Sure.
And are
you a fan of Stephen A. Smith?
Well, he works for this company, doesn't he?
Who cares?
Yeah, who gives a turkey?
Who gives a turkey?
I'm asking if he works with. Well, I think
I'm not that much of a fan of his.
My problem with that show is I think they sit down and they're like, let's see, LeBron James. Okay, you're going to say he's the best ever, and you're going to say he sucks.
Yeah. Well, you get a little turmoil going.
Right. So back to this guy. PFT Commenter is a guy who he's kind of nuts. Mm-hmm. And we called and asked him if he wanted to do a radio show. And he basically said, well, what took you guys so long? So
did he ever reach out to do a radio show?
I've spoken to him before.
Okay.
He's very unusual. And we thought, give him a shot. I'm not even sure he's going to show up.
But I don't even know the guy, so why would he ever say, what took you so long?
Because he feels that his takes are so hot.
Yeah.
That people need to hear them.
Well,
he's got hot takes.
They're called hot takes.
They're hot takes. That's why the show is called The Steam Room.
I'm sure he's fine. I don't know him. I'm not saying he's bad. I'm not familiar with his work.
Yeah.
And this is a guy who didn't reach out. You just reached out to a guy on Twitter instead of comedians that we know? I don't get it.
I'll explain it to you during the break.
Let's make love.
Oh, no, we're reaching out to all sorts of people.
Yeah, and
Chris DiStefano hit us up yesterday. He wants to try to do a little something. What was that?
Nothing.
Another fart?
Leg.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Oh, shit.
Oh, wow. So we're giving this guy a chance.
Giving him a shot. It may be something, maybe nothing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's not like he's going to have a regular spot. We're just
all right.
we're just trying things out.
I didn't mean to jump down everyone's throat. I'm hungry. I'm tired. It's fucking 18 degrees in here. Really preparing us for the winter.
Speaking of comedians, you got Mark Norman and Joe List. They're going to do a run on our channel for 4 or 5 weeks.
I like Joe List a lot.
So we're going to give them like 4 weeks to do their thing, and then we're
People
trying this guy out
of
tonight.
Mark Norman's stories.
What do you mean?
I don't know. They thought that they weren't true.
Oh, they're not. They're true.
I don't know if they are or not. I'm going to ask him when he comes in.
They're all true.
Maybe I'm just getting stupid in my old age. Like, did I really not know that somebody was just kind of just not telling me a true story? Because I literally was not afraid to go, that's bullshit. I just didn't.
They feel like
fucking tweeted me. I was like, ugh.
They feel like real stories.
Yeah, I don't know. Fucking a one-legged woman is not that crazy. It's not like.
I mean, they've had sex before, right? Like one-legged women?
Yes, with a beetle. I mean, you don't think Mark Norman's out of their reach when fucking, the guy who wrote Yesterday was fucking tagging one for 5 years?
How great was her pussy?
Must have been amazing.
If a beetle is willing to go there.
Yeah, if a beetle is willing
Sorry to the one-legged people out there.
Yeah, no offense. But
no offense, but
if a beetle is willing to just have a left sneaker under his bed, you're giving up some good ass.
You got something going on. Yeah. So what time is this Twitter guy going to do a show for us?
It's 7 o'clock. And it's called The Steam Room with PFT commenter, and he says it's finally a sports talk show for men.
For men?
Yeah.
So that means he curses a lot. Well, he talks about pussy.
He's very
7 o'clock tonight. All right, check that out. We're trying to open up the channel at nights, especially every day of the week from 7 to midnight. We want live program eventually, and we're getting pretty close now. We're getting there. Got Sammy Roberts, anchoring that whole thing, doing the 9 to midnight every night of the week. So
Sam does a good job. I did his show once. Have you done it?
Not yet.
You got to do it, man.
I will be doing it.
I like doing it when we have no radio the next day. But he does a really fucking good job. He's a good host. He's
Sammy Roberts is all right.
He's been working very hard.
He's really funny, and he's just a good. You know what I mean? He's much like the T. Sam. This show is fucking really good.
Yeah.
He's a creep as a person. He's basically
without a doubt
pile of garbage with clown hair.
Keep going.
But he does do a phenomenal interview. He's very good with the girls.
Yes.
I went on and we had a lovely fucking porn girl and had a really lovely chat.
Ooh.
And she was talking about her shitting in a bucket at fucking Burning Man. And it was quite a fun chat. Sam is disarming because he looks so boyish and he agrees so well.
Yeah.
But they don't understand that he's a viper. They don't understand that he's a viper who's picking up on everything. A little fanged viper.
Fanged viper.
But he does good interviews.
Why was she shitting in a bucket? Just because the toilets were taken?
Yeah, no, it's just the way
potties?
it is out there. Yeah, they have porta potties, but you keep a bucket. And it was just a fun line of questioning to go down, shitting in a bucket.
What did she do with the shit bucket when she was done?
Oh, I certainly asked. But, she said, I suggested perhaps an eBay store. No, but it was just a lot of fun. I forget her name, but nice. God, did I like her.
All right, we're going to go eat. Stay there.
This is Opie Radio. The show is back.
Well, good morning.
Hello.
I said morning, we're on there. Good morning to Mark Norman in studio. What's up, Mark?
Hey, good to be here.
How are you?
I'm sorry, I'm a little late.
What happened last night?
Nothing. I went home early. I had no lady friend or anything, and set my alarm AM PM.
Oh, really?
But, I don't want to complain to you guys. You guys are here every day, so.
Yes. We're just used to getting up early. It's so funny to see you guys this early in the morning.
Oh, yeah.
It's just not...
It's not pretty.
What you guys are used to.
Yeah. I just had dinner at the cellar. I went home. I took some sleeping pills, and... they set the alarm rung. I woke up today with a half boner and a Cub Scout in my bed, and I got the fuck out of there.
I hear you.
I hear you.
Tuck it out.
Yeah.
What sleeping pills you take?
I'm a melatonin guy.
A little melatonin?
I take 5 milligrams sometimes. I don't take any more than that. I can take one. That's not a sleeping pill. That's what your brain naturally releases.
I've done a little melatonin lately. They make them in gummy bears.
Oh, yeah?
How could you not have them?
Oh, I don't like that sugar.
You get a little. You get a little treat.
Yeah, that'll be good for the little weebelo.
And that does go against my whole no sugar thing, Jim Norton. You're right.
Yeah, no sugar, no grain. That's what they say.
No sugar, no grain.
How much do you take melatonin?
I'm bad news now because I'm immune, so I'm taking like 5.
Wow.
Yeah, because they don't work anymore. I like to just knock out.
You got to lay off them for a while. If you lay off them for a few weeks, then again, I'll take a little 5 milligram.
Yeah.
I have 10, but I never take them, and they just help a little bit.
Just knock you down a little bit.
Yeah, but you're tired the next day.
But there are nights you don't need it. Those are the nights you probably should just say, all right, I'm not going to take the melatonin tonight.
Yeah, I have that too, but
because you're on your way to the propofol there, Mark. If you continue.
Propofol, what's that?
Oh boy, that's the Michael Jackson drug that you don't come back from. In his case, anyway.
Oh, jeez.
No, it was being administered to him. Propofol by a doctor. That knocks you out.
That sounds pretty good because I'm an Apocalypse Now slow ceiling fan guy. I'll just stare up for hours.
That's great. What a great reference that is.
Oh, thanks.
Every morning, Mark wakes up Saigon. Shit.
Right.
You might be drinking too much coffee late in the day.
I don't touch coffee.
No coffee.
It's all this Japanese game show I got cooking up here. I just can't turn it off.
You got some shit going on in the head.
Very hard.
How about a little meditation?
I try it.
You're too young for meditation. You're too young.
I don't know.
What thoughts get you tired? Like what do you think of when it's time to doze, where you try to make yourself doze?
Well, that's when the bad stuff kicks in.
Like what's bad?
Just like childhood shit, and then you're like, oh, my career, and then the one that got away, and am I gay? All these terrible things.
I hear ya.
What? There was one in there. What?
What was the
what? There's a laundry list in there, but one popped out a little louder than the others.
What happened in your childhood?
Yeah.
My parents are military. That was terrifying. I grew up in a horrifying neighborhood. We lived in a weird house that was not fixed up. It's a whole thing.
Well, we heard about the house last time. I didn't know your parents were military. Now it makes sense that they stayed in that house. They weren't scared of anything.
Nothing. They like abuse.
But you being the kid, you're petrified.
Terrified. My dad's terrified. That's why I feel so guilty about being a little late, because I had perfect attendance all 4 years in high school, because my dad's like, you're going. I don't care what you got, you're going.
You were scared of your dad, right?
Oh my God. He was one of those throw the chair across the room dads, And then I lived in this horrifying poor neighborhood.
But the house was nice.
Yeah.
No, the house sucked. It was dilapidated.
But it had potential.
It had potential.
And now it's a nice house.
Now it's great. 2 gay guys bought it, and it's fucking immaculate.
Yeah, we went over that last time.
You think you might be number 3, huh?
I might. I wish I grew up with them.
Yeah, it's hard at night, man, to get your head straight and I told people, I've said this before, but things I'll think of like falling out of a plane.
Yes, I get stuff off a building.
Yeah, but sometimes there's almost like a comfort in the idea of floating or flying, even though it's scary. But then the scenario will always keep me awake.
Wait, as you're trying to go to sleep, you think about falling out of a plane?
I get that. I definitely
off buildings.
Get
that. Why?
It's weirdly floating.
Yeah.
You try to think of a consistent movement without too much thought. Like I'm trying to think of something without a scenario, like without I'm talking and I'm thinking. You don't have to think much when you're just like you think, picturing yourself falling.
Oh, get yourself a little mantra.
Maybe, yeah.
And do a little meditating.
Yeah, just screaming help until my voice is fucking raw.
But you can't scream it. You could say help in a very very nice tone.
Yeah.
Right.
And meditate a little bit. A lot of people use meditation to fall asleep. It calms down the brain a bit.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys have the thing too where you sit there and you go, what was I thinking when I said that? Like at 4 p.m. you had a conversation with somebody and you're like,
during the day?
Yeah, and you're like, oh, what an idiot. Who says that? And then that bugs me.
At night you just recap your day.
Yes, recap. Exactly.
It's always a bad thing to recap in bed. It's never good.
Never good.
You remember one that you did recently where you said, why did I say that?
Oh, man, I was on a Bumble date. Are you guys on the Bumble?
I am.
Woo.
What's the Bumble?
It's the best new, it's like the new Tinder.
App.
And it's the girl has to initiate. So these girls coming up with an opening line is fucking embarrassing. You gals need to step it up. Welcome to our world, whores. It's not easy. Every Bumble, every first line they have is, how was your weekend? Good weekend? Solid weekend? How's your weekend going? Ready for the weekend?
Yeah, they don't know what else to talk about.
So
give me something.
But are there ladies of the evening on the Bumble?
No, there's regular girls.
Already.
Hot.
How do you know that there's regular girls that are hot?
I've gone on like 20 Bumble dates already. I'm cleaning up, Opie.
Are you really?
Oh, my God.
I've gone on
What makes this better than Tinder?
Because they initiate. They come
Help
up
out
to
the
you.
people.
They come to you, see half the game's already done. On Tinder, you had to win them over.
Right.
You
So,
know?
so you just put your picture out there and you just wait for a bite.
You wait for a bite. You got a big old worm out there.
You got a big old worm.
Well, not me, but
There's an attractive one on
Look
Bumble.
at that. Right out of the gate.
And that's right. Ooh, a swipe to the right and a swipe to the right and a swipe to the right.
It never ends.
But how do you know they're not professionals?
Yeah, you can tell.
Oh, these are NYU skanks.
So how do they keep the professionals off the Bumble?
I mean, there might be some, but,
but
you'll
not
know
as
that.
many as other sites.
I haven't come across, and I put my Conan picture up there. I'm swimming in it.
Yeah,
baby.
pretty girl, fatty no.
So
But they have to say hi to you. Like I have a couple here. Oh, some of my connection. Oh, there's a couple of them that did say hello to me. What happens is when you connect, it goes ladies first, and it lets the ladies start the conversation.
Yes.
So if she says hello to you, some of them just expire. But if she says hi to you or hey, what's up, that means she wants to talk to you because she's initiating conversation.
And then you
Right.
could say, I want to put my dick in your pooper.
You could probably they've said that to me if they're the right kind of girl.
Could you go all in
You
after
can
the
go all
high?
in. And some of them write ha ha, and you're like, oh, she's kind of cool, but she didn't think I was serious, even though I was.
Oh, all right.
But some you just go, hey, hot stuff. What are you doing this weekend? Blah blah blah.
So you had a why did I say that moment on Bumble?
Oh no! So I met this girl. We went on a date. We went to the cellar. I can't get laid unless a woman sees me perform. I have no shot otherwise. Look at me. I'm just me.
Yeah,
If
you're
they
not
see
a
you
bad
perform,
looking
Hey,
fella.
you look like a good-looking guy there, Mark.
Good looking, popular. What do you mean good looking?
You're good-looking. You're young.
but so I got to bring her to the cellar. I go up, have a good set, and then we have like a little drink after. And we were talking about gay rights or something. And she's like, gay guys are born that way. How can you fault somebody for being born? And I was like, well, pedophiles are born that way. And we got into it. And she's like, how can you compare pedophiles to gays and all this? And then I was like, I'm not comparing. I'm just saying they can also be born that way. And we got into it. And then the whole night after, she left.
Yeah.
And then I was like, shit.
Yeah, here's what you do. You go, yeah, good point. And you fuck her throat.
Yeah, I wish.
What was the quickest from high to, let's just say blowing your load?
Oh, yeah, that'll happen every now and then. One time.
How quick, though?
One time I met this girl and I was like, it was like, 11 o'clock and I said, we live like 2 blocks away from each other. What if we met on the corner, made out, and just went home? And
You
she was
said
like,
that?
Sure. Yeah, I threw it out there. So I met her. She was, okay looking, but I was like, fuck it. And so we made out and I just went to her place and we banged. It was amazing.
Yeah, that type of stuff does happen.
But she wasn't that great looking.
Nah, not really.
I heard you.
She looked like Roland.
Oh no, she was a big
She was a
girl.
little rough.
She was a little rough, but I mean, I don't discrim.
Discrim.
I'll take it.
I'll take it. I'll take it where I could get it.
Yeah.
So
I hear you.
I like an older gal too, by the way.
do you really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you said that your first one was older. How old do you like them? I don't like older. I mean, for me.
Well, how old are you, Mark?
I'm 32.
So what's older for you?
I'll do a 55.
No problem.
Oh my
No,
God!
nothing. I
won't even drive at that speed. Go ahead, Mark. Sorry, it's just a cute joke.
You'll go 55.
Oh yeah.
Oh, not even his friends. I won't even text someone that age.
Really?
No.
How old's Quinn?
All right, Colin. I don't want to fuck Colin.
Oh.
Nature's done that. Fucking shitty legs.
So this Bumble's taking off.
Oh, it's the way to go, man.
So they're taking all the mistakes these other apps have done and trying to make them better, right?
Exactly. And it was invented by a woman.
Was it real?
Yeah.
Of course, she makes women speak first. Of course it was.
Yeah, probably some dumb feminist.
Yeah.
But this 55-year-old, she had to wait for her daughter to leave, and it was hot. She was like, she's almost leaving now. Come on up. And I was like, all right. And then we went at it. Her vagina, though, it's seen a few winters. I'll just say that. It was a little dusty. But yeah, great time.
What was the main problem with the vagina?
Stunk?
It looked like Walter Matthau, It's just a little wrinkly. It didn't stink. It was just, you could see it hit a...
Which Walter Matthau? The fucking old man or Bad News Bears Walter Matthau?
Grumpier old men. Grumpier. Yeah.
Grumpier.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
Bad News Bears Walter Matthau's not bad.
That's not bad. I'll do that all day.
Yeah.
Was she a good lay?
Yeah, good time. They give because they realize, I'm lucky to get this young sprite.
This young stud.
Yeah.
That's what they say. The older ones are better fucked, but I just don't.
But now you get back to the Bumble. The ladies of the evening, they can't really start a conversation, can they? Can they be the ones that say hi?
Hookers? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there's actually
No,
quite
I mean on
charming.
these apps and stuff. Okay, I don't know. I don't know.
It's
I don't
business.
know.
I've had a couple on Tinder. Very few. But on Tinder, I've had a couple that were looking for extra stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So,
What does that mean? Money?
Money.
Aha. Gotcha. Yeah, those Vegas whores, they always get me. I'm always like, wow, this attractive chick in Vegas is like all over me. And then, you get back to the room and they're like, all right.
Here's the deal.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And you just don't know?
I have no idea because they're like young, normal looking. I mean, they're like smoking hot, but they look normal. Like they're not
They look
crazy
like
horror look,
Like this could be the real thing.
Yeah.
And what do you do at that point? You're like, oh, fuck.
Well, you know what a fun move is to go up to a Vegas hooker and be like, $50. All right, sounds good. And then you go up to your room and you're like, all right, let's see the money. You ask them, and then they get mad and leave.
Get furious.
Yeah.
Too good. All right. Well, Mark Norman is here, and I think you and Joe are going to do some time on our channel in the near future. We're looking forward to that.
We signed a little thingamajig, and we're going to do a little trial.
Yeah, good. Do like 4 weeks in a row or something. Because you can't
great.
just do one and done.
Yeah, well, hey, talk to Donnie.
I don't know exactly when it's going down, but soon.
Second Monday in October, I believe.
Oh, God. A week from Monday.
Oh, yeah, we've been chatting.
Oh, good. Wow. They moved fast with you guys. That's good.
Yeah, we were kind of bugging them.
I said get that done, but usually that means a year later it'll be done.
Right, well, we were like, let's get it moving.
Yeah, good. We're looking forward to it, Mark.
Well, thanks.
That
Hey,
should
me
be,
too.
That should be good.
Well,
you want to? We were teasing this Trump clip before you came in.
Oh, please, I love Trump.
I love Trump too, but he's
did you see his hair?
You're fired, Jimmy.
Oh, come on. His hair is nuts. I'm like, what is that, a wig or something?
I just want to see him get out of a pool. That's all I want.
That's
I
it.
do too.
That would be fun.
Let's play this. Trump, Rubio, and Jeb playing nice is political bullshit is the title of this clip here from Mediaite.
Bullsugar.
This is politics at its lowest and worst. I can't stand these politicians, right? So Bush is the mentor. And he goes out, and he says yes, and he pushed, and everybody said Rubio will never run because it would be disrespectful to his mentor. And I understand that. It's called loyalty, right? I mean, that's sort of nice. Hello, folks, how are you? That's sort of nice, right? You know, you're loyal. I believe in that. So everyone said Rubio will never run. The great genius pundits, they're on Fox and CNN and MS, and they're all there. And, oh, no, he'll never run. He runs. They're all wrong. Very disloyal. It was disloyal. He was very young. He runs. And they ask Bush, what do you think of Rubio? Rubio comes out and he's talking about Bush and, what do you think of Rubio? He's my dear friend. He's so wonderful. I love him so much. Then they ask Rubio, who's running against Bush? And he, probably shouldn't be from a loyalty standpoint. The veterans know what I mean about loyalty, right? 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 So they ask Rubio, what do you think of Bush? Oh, he's my dear friend. Wonderful, just one. They hate each other. They hate. Trust me, I know. They hate so much. They hate more than anybody in this room hates their neighbor. But it's political bullshit. Do you understand? It's true. It's true.
God, these guys hate that he's not playing the game.
Yeah, but
I'm just telling it like it is.
Yeah, I like that, and he's right. They really are just awful.
Yeah.
I like those clips.
Yeah, those are fun.
I like to say we're trumping. We're trumping. That's what I say. We're trumping.
Do you vote there, Mark?
Yeah, no, I've never voted.
I've never voted. I'm a lot older than you, sir.
Yeah, I get a lot of shit for it. People get mad at you, right?
I'm going to vote this
but
year.
I feel like you're making a bit of a statement as far as the system goes
I'm lazy.
in this country.
That's the statement. And believe me, I know I've made that statement every year.
You know what, Jimmy? If we're going to be honest, that's part of it. You don't want to wait on line in a church basement somewhere for a couple hours.
Well, also, I know nothing.
If you could vote from your phone, I think I'd be a voter.
That's a great idea.
But they certainly don't want that.
Yeah, voting Bumble.
Voting Bumble.
You swipe right.
Swipe right or left. Oh, you swipe right, do you?
Yeah.
I would take you for someone that would swipe left.
Oh, no. Well, you picked the right guy,
Yes.
But I don't know anything about politics, so I feel bad voting. I don't want to be one of those guys like, I'd like to have a beer with him and then vote for him. That seems dumb.
Yeah. If you had to vote, who would you vote for?
Oy vey. See, I don't know. What's that one? Shit. I know it wouldn't be Hillary. She seems a little off-putting.
I'm going to guess Bernie Sanders.
Yeah, I don't mind the Bern, Jew from Brooklyn.
The old guy.
Although he was a little bit of a wuss with the whole Afro-American.
Black Lives Matter. Yeah, he really was a fucking, just gave up the podium.
I didn't like that.
No.
Like, imagine Trump.
Should have punched her in the face.
Yeah, Trump would
Teach him a lesson.
Trump would have sprayed them with a fire extinguisher or something.
I think you're absolutely right with that.
So, yeah, I don't know.
The Stangles are telling us that we got to watch this sneaker clip.
Yeah, there's a nice clip here from True Life.
Do you collect the sneakers?
No, I'm a
one sneaker guy, pretty much.
White male.
Nice pair of black shoes as well. I have dark sneakers that I can wear with anything.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I'm with you.
I've moved up to 2 pairs of sneakers as I've gotten older.
There you go. I got one jean, too.
One, yeah. I have like...
That's right.
I have maybe
an extra chromosome.
I got 8 pairs of jeans, but I'm with you.
Yeah.
Maybe 1 to 2 pairs. That's all I wear over and over again.
I have worn these pants 4 days in a row.
Yeah,
I'm not kidding.
I'm the same way.
I wear the same jeans all week.
Do you guys flip the undies inside out? Or
no, I don't care. My underwear is immaculate.
Oh, you're young.
Really?
Only when I work out and I won't wear them again.
I'm just trying to beat that laundry.
I love how young you are. Because it just brings me back. I used to do all that shit.
Yeah, socks, same
all
socks,
that shit.
all week, same sock.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Just to avoid the laundry.
Mm-hmm.
No, but the jeans definitely. Even when they start getting a little ripe, even I'll just do a little spraying.
Yeah, Febreze that shit.
I'll spray the butthole area.
Yes,
just to get one more day out of it.
That's key. I've been doing the powder. You do the powder
on the balls?
Yeah,
the blue powder.
No, I go like what do you call that shit?
The blue powder
Bond.
Gold Bond.
Yeah, but they have Gold Bond in a blue.
I didn't know about the
blue.
Do
the medicated one. That's the best.
That's the blue, and it gives you a little heat.
Heat? I don't want heat.
It's rough.
All right.
I've only tried a couple times.
Okay, you know what's good? It's right in the taint. It feels like your taint is doing coke. It's amazing.
There it is, the blue.
There it is. Okay.
Watch out for the blue.
Oh, I got the
I'm telling you.
All right.
And what's the green? That doesn't look healthy.
That would be extra strength.
I think I've used one of those. I didn't like it.
Extra strength, what? Heat?
Cooling.
That's for like anal. That's backdoor shit.
No, I think it's
you
the
got
Gold
your original,
Bond.
your maximum, and your extra strength.
And 20 legs of lamb.
Anyway, so this guy collects his sneakers. I never got into this. I see these guys line. I get up very early on the weekends, and there's a shoe store near us, and they line up with their beach chairs and everything.
I've seen that. It's crazy.
And it's halfway down the block, and they're just waiting for the latest. Look, I can't even tell you. LeBron's. I'll just say that.
Right.
LeBron's.
How about you
Shepherdini's.
Show up for work? Huh? How about that?
And then you learn that these guys buy these sneakers and then they don't even wear them.
I have a theory that black guys feel about sneakers the way white guys feel about guitars. You know, white guys will just have 18 guitars in their house that they don't use.
Yeah.
And they cherish them.
Yeah.
And the same with black guys with sneakers.
I think you're correct. Patrice O'Neal used to talk about how he would wear sneakers once.
Right, that's insane.
Once.
And as a white man, your brain can't compute that.
No, exactly. And I would have conversations with him. I'm like, there's no way you're wearing sneakers only once. But you know what? He came in here, who knows, hundreds of times at this point, and he always had a different pair of sneakers on.
So what did he do? He got rid of them after each time?
No, I'm sure he had a closet or something.
I think he probably just threw them in a closet. And then I think he admitted that, every once in a while he'll wear a pair, a second time if he knows he's not going to be out.
Well, he would go through those phases of wearing. He would dress like a gentleman with a hat, or he would dress like he wearing all these hockey jerseys or sports jerseys, football. He just went through these phases where he didn't know how he wanted to dress as an adult.
Right.
Oh, I missed that fucking guy. But anyway, what's this clip about? This guy's really into sneakers. It's a sneaker fetish.
Yes, he actually loves them.
You got any of those fetishes, Mark?
No, I got nothing. I like a nice ball wash, but that's about it. I don't know if that's a fetish.
No, not at all.
Yeah, I got nothing.
All right, let's start playing this clip.
Whoa.
This guy's licking a sneaker.
I think he's playing.
I'm totally obsessed with the look, taste, smell, and feel of men's sneakers.
Wow. Like locker room. You smell the jock in them.
My friends are great.
The guy's licking the bottom, but they could be new shoes. But that's
of course they're new shoes.
But that is a fetish for people. That's not that crazy. Like, I don't understand shoe fetishes. Like, I'll suck and smell some nice fucking ladies' feet, size 10, please, if you don't mind. But I don't understand the shoes.
Size
They're like,
10
you want to
is
see?
giant.
I like a big foot on a girl, man.
That's giant.
Love it. Big foot on a girl drives me crazy.
Really?
But it's got to be feminine and nice, yes.
I still don't get the foot fetish thing.
Yeah, it's not a
Just
huge
don't
one for
get
me,
it.
but it's like if I'm laying back and her feet smell right, like a nice fucking little stinky but clean, not dirty.
It's out there though, man.
All over.
There are guys that love the feet.
But the shoes I don't get. Like there's a lot of guys that like to worship shoes. That I don't understand.
I've seen that where they suck the heel like
That's
a high heel.
Crazy. Just get a strap on, you silly goose. It's cleaner.
Right, yeah.
Well, this guy is licking this other guy's sneaker.
For letting me play, but without a boyfriend, I can't take it to the next level. Was that turning you on?
Imagine this guy at Penn Station shining your shoes.
He's licking it. He's kissing it. 10 minutes later.
Thanks, City.
Have a good night. You too. Stay out of trouble. Or get into some trouble.
Thank you, sweetie.
I mean, I had a lot of fun, but that high is only going to last for a little while before I need it again. It's been extremely frustrating, and I'm tired of being single.
So apparently,
Who are these people?
I get that this guy has a sneaker fetish, but who was the other guy? Is it his friend, or was this just one of these Bumble?
I think they had an arrangement.
Just they figured out an arrangement. So
that looked like a clean shoe, though.
So he goes over there and licks and kisses and caresses that guy's sneaker.
And
but are they having sex after that?
No, I think that was the sex.
That was his thing.
Well, in a way, he's like, I got high off of it. That's pretty good. He doesn't have to buy drugs or anything.
But if he got high off it, is he blowing a load in his pants?
He's probably jerking off.
Yeah.
You gotta.
But not gonna show that part on MTV or whatever. Whatever channel this is.
Licking sneakers is fucking horrible.
I don't get
the
it.
bottoms. Not even if you're gonna lick the inside where the foot goes, well, at least you like the foot.
Right.
Even that I couldn't get.
But that was obvious. They were brand new sneakers.
Brand new.
Yeah, and this guy lives in the burbs. He doesn't live in like the South Bronx,
Yeah, licking crack vials.
Yeah,
You see
exactly.
the bottom of your shoes. You look like a cop because you don't have any crack vials in the bottom of your shoes. Remember that, Bubs?
He's walking home.
Growing up, I always knew I was a little different.
It's a little.
While all the other boys were playing with G.I. Joe, I was playing with Barbie. When I was 12, I realized I was gay. I can remember seeing the boys running around in their sneakers, and it excited me. And I couldn't explain why. I just knew I was obsessed with them.
That just represented
Sometimes
boys.
I feel like I'm just gonna die alone with 13 cats in a room full of shoes. I have a fetish. Like, I can't help it. Like, I've had it since I can remember. It's never going to change. I like what I like. Do I just lie about it and hope that they're okay with it later? Do I tell them
Are
up
we allowed
front and they get
to
scared?
fire people for recommending clips?
Not into this one.
It's just too long. It's
We
he's just
got it.
babbling about the same thing. We know you like sneak. I have a fetish. Like, all right, that's fine. Lick a shoe. Shut up. I want to see some shoe licking.
Yeah.
Does it go back to the shoe licking? Or
Does he lick another shoe? We have to hear him say the same thing 40 times. I don't care where he got it from. Lick a sneaker, motherfucker. Get down there and do some sneak licking.
I've never heard of this fetish.
No,
though.
there's no more of it. They open up on a clean shoe he licks, and he just talks about it for an hour and 22 minutes.
What else? His fetish is ruining his life.
And it's ruining my life because I like to lick shoes.
How's that ruining his life?
Exactly. Get a job in a shoe store. Shut your fucking hole.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Exactly. Go in there and kiss all the new shoes when they come in.
Well, I think some of the older guys that work in the shoe stores, though.
How do you not?
They're into feet.
I would love that.
And they figured it out. Like they don't push snooze on their alarms. They can't wait to get to work. They're like, holy fuck! I figured this out. I can look at feet all day.
And you get to handle the feet.
Right.
And you get to go, size 10, please. Then you feel your little penis stick up. Hi.
Yeah, and then you put your dick in the foot measurer just for fun.
Well, you hold her foot against your dick. I guarantee you that there's certain women that go in and just tease you with their tootsies.
But these assholes don't even measure your feet anymore. They throw you that thing.
They don't measure your feet, but they probably measure hers.
Right, but they don't measure the feet.
Right.
They have those things laying around. You measure your own feet.
Yeah,
That's
step
true.
in it
So
yourself.
why the fuck are they even there?
Yeah, that's true. You don't really need that Al Bundy anymore.
Exactly. I could order this shit online then.
Right.
I missed the days where then they take their thumbs. Yeah, you got enough room?
Yeah, exactly.
You got enough room in the front. Well, take a walk around the store.
Oh, that was
I trust
nice.
you. I trust you with the new shoes.
Right.
Where am I going?
You got one new shoe on, your old shitty shoe on.
Well, that's the places that didn't trust you.
Yeah.
So they only gave you the one shoe.
Right.
But some places went all in. I trust you.
Yeah.
Take a walk around.
Payless was a little suspicious.
Were they? Mm-hmm. They knew you might be a leaving with the new shoes.
Yeah.
Yep.
You like that one good shoe? I always have to try them on because my feet are a little different. I hate when you buy new shoes and the one you didn't try on is the trouble shoe.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, new shoe shopping.
Little troubleshooting.
I like nice wooden block shoes.
A nice clog.
Nice clog.
Yeah, you Dutchman.
Yeah, I like to fucking just bumble around town loudly.
Yeah.
Let everybody know I'm cudding. Coming. Cudding. Nobody, I'm cudding. Fucking asshole. I'm just chewing grass.
Anything else in this clip? Eric?
No, he goes.
How about anything at all in this clip?
He goes to the mall and then he's got to get out of there because there's people that have shoes on.
Oh my god.
All right, that's bullshit.
This guy sucks.
Bullshit.
I'd rather see the guy that's like in love with his car and banging his car.
That's bullshit.
I love that guy.
I think there's a documentary where a lady falls in love with the Eiffel Tower.
I've seen that.
You've seen that one.
She marries the Eiffel Tower.
That's just all bullshit, right?
That's bullshit. Sugar.
It's all bullshit. It's someone that just needs attention.
Yeah, real size queen. Oh, have you seen the one with the kid who knocked out the kid fucking with the deaf guy?
Yeah.
The blind guy?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that was fun.
Can we see that?
Yes.
I heard about it.
It's quick.
I heard about this one.
A bully, I don't know where, in high school is fucking with a blind kid. Punch him in the face, and this football player comes up and knocks out the bully, and the bully got suspended.
Okay, so...
Oh, the bully did, not the football player.
So on the
this football player got suspended.
He's really fucking with a blind kid?
Yeah, you can see. And he gets
Fuck yeah, you just go over there and tease them.
He connects like twice.
Fucking bully them.
What the hell?
Maybe the blind kid's a dick. Did we see what happened first?
That's true. That's true. The blind kid could
blind
be
kid might have smacked this guy.
I can't imagine a blind kid's going to be a dick.
Oh, please. You ever talk to a blind kid? They're arrogant.
They're arrogant in what way?
They got a dog everywhere.
Oh, my God, yeah. A stick and a dog. 2 weapons.
So we'll put this clip up, but the kid that's on the screen is the blind kid.
Yeah, he's kind of the one who's fucking punching the wrong way.
Living in New York, you always get the, is anybody around?
Yes. And you tiptoe by because you don't want to help.
Anyone around me that could help me across the street? And then you have this long, conversation.
Yeah.
And then you don't know when to let go because now you feel like you have some weird connection with the person.
Right.
You've gone through this.
Oh, yeah. I'm always a helper. And I've seen their apartments. It's weird.
Huh?
Yeah, I've gone up. Long Island City, I went up to this blind guy's apartment to, get him in.
You went all in.
I went all in.
You said, I'll get you home.
Yeah, well, I was like, I'll see what this is like.
I just don't know when to let go.
Bunch of things in the wrong place.
Yeah, the TV was upside down.
Because there's new problems for the person. So you feel like, well, I know they wanted me to get them across the street, but now there's like a little pothole here, and a little thing here.
There's a Puerto Rican there.
There's a guy in a wheelchair over here.
Right.
So, and then you're like, all right, well, okay. Have a good day.
Right.
But it's so weird just waiting, and all of a sudden you hear, help me? Anyone around?
Yeah.
Hey, anyone near me? All right, let's watch this. So,
it's quick.
Yeah, it's real quick. So there's the
great.
kid.
We'll tweet this out and put it in all the usual places.
We'll have to watch it a couple times, I think.
Ooh, see, that was 2 good ones right there. And then the guy comes in out of nowhere.
Wow, that's a knockout.
Yeah, look, you can see the blood on his temple.
Wow. He could have killed him.
Trying to fucking jump a blind kid, bro? Dude, what's your problem? Get the fuck away from him. He's punching a fucking blind kid, bro. What the fuck is your problem?
Wow, he really laid him out, though.
I swear to God, dude, if you fucking fuck with this kid again, I will fuck you up.
Yeah.
Wow. Good for him.
Ooh, shots to the top.
Oh, God. He took him down in one punch.
Yeah.
It's a thud.
And then went right to the blind kid saying, hey, you all right? And got him out of there.
This kid's going to get blown for days.
Trying to fucking jump a blind kid, bro? Dude, what's your problem? Get the fuck away from him. He's punching a fucking blind kid, bro.
Yeah, he
bro.
really deserved that.
He's punching a blind kid, bro.
And I guess why they suspended the bully, because you have to have that zero tolerance for punching in the face.
That's what it is.
But again, he was defending someone.
Wait, who got suspended? Not he's not a bully for...
but the jock, I mean, or whatever he was.
They suspended the jock
for punching the bully. I don't think that... Maybe, you know what they shouldn't have? He was defending somebody.
And then what happened to the bully?
He got suspended too,
He got suspended too.
I didn't hear about that, but
I'm sure he did.
They signed a petition, like a bunch of students, to get the jock off.
Yeah.
Who did it?
Yeah, that's that zero tolerance, unfortunately.
Yeah.
We had a blind kid who was an intern at Late Show, and all these interns.
I wish we had a mute one on here. Just kidding, JS. Go ahead.
I can stop.
No, tell the story.
So he, all these interns were they had never been in New York before, and they were always taken advantage of or robbed on trains or whatever. So this kid was in New York, and he got locked out of his apartment. And when he called the locksmith, they completely took advantage of him, charged him like $500 to get him back into his apartment.
Oh, those guys are evil.
So we called the locksmith and we talked to the boss. We're like, your guy took advantage of a blind kid, charged him $500.
Unbelievable.
They tracked down the guy eventually and gave the kid back his money.
Nice.
But they just preyed on him because he was blind.
Yeah.
That man should have been fired.
I mean, getting back to the blind people in New York City, I don't know how they do it.
How do they do it? It's crazy.
I mean,
I don't know how you do it.
You get help from people every once in a while, like I explained, but then all that other stuff that you'll see them taking subways.
I know. It's crazy, and
they're beyond confident about it too.
Yeah. I think they just memorize the steps. All right, turn right here, 40 steps, then turn left, and you hear the bing bong, and you go in.
I always tell them the wrong information. I'm like, it's okay to cross. I've gotten 6 of those fucking. I can't think of a word.
It's like Frogger. You send a blind guy down 8th Avenue.
Yeah, I've gotten 6 of them flattened so far.
Flattened. That's brutal.
Yeah.
That's right. Fucking teach you. Clog up the city with your goddamn bumbling around. Fucking, I got to go somewhere.
Well, I think the sneaker fetish clip was a bust today.
Yeah, that was a real dud.
That was a dud, you think?
There's one more foot licking on there.
Oh boy!
All right, let's see another clean show.
Let's look at the foot licking.
He goes on a dinner
Let's try to
date.
save this.
Let's see.
This is an actual dinner date?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
It's true. Yeah, it's a
got
Foot
an
Locker.
urge.
This is all set up by MTV. Was it MTV?
Yeah.
MTV sent this shit up. He didn't go on.
And would you like to play with them?
Like right now?
Why not?
In the restaurant.
Okay. I mean, yeah, if you're okay with that.
Yeah, I'm willing to try. Why not?
Really?
Yeah.
Now these
right
are
here. You want to get over there?
Yeah.
They're not dirty. Just put them
Okay.
on.
I do like them.
Oh, the bottom.
Yeah. All right, let me ask you a question. Pause that. Would you rather lick a guy's asshole or the bottom of his sneakers after he's walking around all
Bottom
day?
of the sneakers.
Really?
You're not tricking me.
Bottom of the New York sneakers?
You're not tricking me. Bottom of the sneakers, gum and all.
But you're gonna get some shit on the sneaker.
Well, there you go. What are you
and
gonna
other
do?
stuff. Puke
God
and
almighty.
You
rat
know you're going to
feces.
get shit in the asshole.
You're not tricking me with that gay quiz.
That's a fair question.
I don't know.
I'd like the asshole.
You'd go
Florentine
asshole.
has the gay quiz.
Eesh, I don't know.
What's your answer?
I don't know. I mean, just the visual. I
will
go with the sneaker.
I will go homeless fucking sneakers where there's not even soles left in them anymore.
Yeah, well, you like these guys. You ever step in garbage juice? You ever walk by McDonald's and the sidewalk is black because that's where the garbage is and it just collects and it's that fetid smell.
Oh yeah,
people walk in that
Fetid.
or that fucking liquid that it's a murky liquid, a milky colored liquid by the curb because it leaks out of the back of the garbage truck.
Yeah.
They step in that and you're gonna lick and smell that with fucking pieces of gum. Lick the guy's asshole and then fist bump him.
Well, does the guy know I have to lick his asshole because because he understands the smells of New York City too?
I don't know what's on his mind, only what's on your tongue, and that's his asshole.
But he understands why I'm doing it.
Yeah, exactly. He understands why there's a fucking tent in your pants that you didn't plan on either. It's all about discovery.
As long as he understands what my other choice was, all right, maybe I can rethink this a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a toughie.
It's brutal.
Yeah, fucking disgusting.
Did you guys have to do ookie cookie? Were you in a frat?
No, I don't.
Oh, Mark.
Uh-oh. Did I bring up a memory?
Yeah.
Oh, Opie.
Well, I mean, it's a well-known story.
Oh, okay.
We bombed the rival frat house.
Uh-huh.
By picking up marshmallows with our
Took us. That's not
Thank
so
you.
bad.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
but they had to aggressively put them on the head of a cock.
Well, I wouldn't. I don't know what story you heard me tell. And then you had to waddle over to where the the frat house was and kind of drop the marshmallows on them.
Oh, that's not so bad.
That's not bad?
No.
Oh, wait, you did an ookie cookie?
Yeah.
Oh, I did hear you in there. No, I don't think.
What is an ookie cookie?
I say I don't think we ever did that shit because we were blindfolded a lot for some weird shit, too.
Yes. Can you help me? You were. We did the ookie cookie. That's where you jizz. All of you jizz on one cracker, and whoever finishes last has to eat it.
Oh, we call it. We didn't say ookie. We called it yummy.
They called it lunch.
Yummy in your tummy.
I've heard of that, but is it really true?
Did you win?
I never heard of it.
I didn't eat it. No, I didn't have to eat it.
That means you won.
Yeah, I can jizz pretty quick, especially back then. It was prime.
That's really homoerotic.
It vary. Most of it is.
I've heard that shit over the years, but you're here to say that really went down.
That goes down. Also, the elephant, where you hold the guy's dick, a guy in front of you, put the dick through, and you guys do a trail.
I would tell you.
For what?
We
Elephant
never did
walk.
that.
Elephant walk.
What's that?
It's just part of the initiation.
Oh God! It's
I
all
know.
this fucking.
There was a rumor in our college that one of the frats that kind of blow each other with like fake lips.
Oof, God damn.
I swear that was
You
not
don't like
my
the fake lips, right?
No.
I swear that was not my fucking fraternity. But then also the rumor was they would lock the pledges in a basement and throw a kitten down there, and they could come back up when the kitten was no longer breathing.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
I come from a time where the
Wait, they would make it dark in there?
I don't know the exact details, but
I don't like
pledging,
that.
I came from a time where pledging was pretty fucking brutal. So
That's cool.
Before they started
God,
shutting it
fucking
down.
kidding. Yeah.
Right.
What else did you have to do?
That was about it. Then
That's bad though.
we had the fist fights. Like, you two guys fight it out?
Really?
That was one. Yeah.
Was it guys you didn't? Was it a guy you didn't like?
Fellow frat member guy.
So you had kind of a fight club.
I guess, but it was like they'd give you 3 minutes and you just pound each other.
But did you ever match up with a guy that you kind of liked?
Oh yeah. But you'd wrestle all the time anyway, so it wasn't that weird. But it just you didn't want to lose.
Right.
It was a weird time. I got kicked out eventually.
Why?
2 reasons. One, me and my friend were like pretty tight, and he got caught banging a girl in like the head guy's bedroom, and we filmed it. Fun fact. And then
and he got pissed off about that and kicked the guy out.
Oh yeah. Well, we filmed it, and she got weird. But then the other time was I was already on the outs, and they handed me $300 to do a beer run, and I never went back.
You just said, "All right, I'm done."
I was like, "Yeah, I'm done." I didn't want to be one of those guys. Good times though.
Yeah.
How about that? I found a video. This is a fun one. When I was like 14, maybe 13, me and my friends would all skateboard around the neighborhood. And we were staying at my friend's house. We went in after skateboarding for hours. My friend goes, "I'm going to jump in the shower. Do whatever you want in my room." We found a video that said skate on it. We popped in VHS. It was his sister naked in the bathroom. He had video of his sister. And we were like, "What the fuck is this?" And she was like looking in the mirror, like making poses and like trying to be sexy. And it was super hot.
It was a hidden camera, or he had
videotaped his own sister.
Yeah.
Oh God.
And I just had this memory the other day. I forgot all about it. It was, so long ago. And so he comes out of the shower, he's drying his ear, he's drying his hair with a towel, and we're like, "What the fuck is this?" And he went sheet white, and he was like, "You don't understand. She owed me money. I had to blackmail her." And we're like, "Whoa,
Oh, this is a little
Billy."
too deep. We just wanted to do a little skateboarding.
No need to lie, buddy. It's cool.
It's cool.
We approve.
We get it. She's a hot chick. But I mean, after
Hey,
that,
man, relax. We just want copies.
Yeah, which I think he gave us the tape. But
I don't understand the fucking attraction to a sibling.
Well, I think it was just curiosity. We were young. We were 13. He still won't come clean to this day.
Yeah, because
still a buddy.
They sort of look like you with longer hair.
Oh, it's just the idea.
It just creeps you out,
That's
man.
creepy.
I can't understand.
We got to take a break. Gilbert Gottfried is here, so we're going to bring him in.
Oh.
He wants to do an hour with us. Perfect. First time on our show. We're very excited, Mark.
Oh, yeah, I'm a big fan.
I've been a fan of his forever. What are you promoting, Mark?
Just check out my pod, Tuesdays with Stories on iTunes.
Does very well.
Yeah, it does well. It's doing all right. And then I'm at the Arlington Draft House Friday. Come on out. And then the Dead Crow Comedy Club on the 16th in Wilmington.
Great. All right, we're going to take a
I
quick...
have Irvine.
sorry.
Irvine in 2 weeks at the Improv. So Fridays, might be Thursday, Friday, Saturday. I'm not sure if it's 3 nights or 2.
Nice. Also, the Plaxico Burress thing got picked up by a whole bunch of sports sites, including Bleacher Report and
It's on Yahoo.
Yahoo Sports, CNN, a few other places. So we put up a
video. I'm talking about.
Yeah, we put up a couple other clips. So we got 3 clips from our Plaxico Burress interview that went really well. We got to get him back as well.
Yeah.
We'll tweet that out, and it's on Opie Radio on YouTube. So go check that out.
Great.
All right, we'll be back with Gilbert. Stay there. We got Mark Norman in studio.
Oh, hey.
Loving Mark on the show.
Always good to be here.
You kind of came out of nowhere as far as where I sit.
There's no smoke.
Oh, yeah.
I've been gassing all morning.
Jimmy's farting on me.
We've had a lot of guys in here, and all of a sudden we gave this Mark Norman a try, and dare I say, fell in love with you.
That's probably a bad way to put it, but can you please put the fucking heat up a little bit? Now it's fucking -8 in here. It's either hot or it's cold, and bring Gilbert.
Is it cold or hot now?
Now I'm freezing.
Now it's cold.
Blowing right on me.
It was hot.
I thought we were going for hot.
It was hot. We turned it down. Now it's freezing.
Oh, well, my gosh. Gilbert Gottfried, for the first time on the show. There he is.
Hello.
Let's give you a little clap.
You see now, if it was a real radio station, you'd have like a little bell.
A little bell?
Yeah, like, oh, it's our first time caller, or
right,
or like a bell or
a siren or
buzzer.
something.
Yeah,
a little sound we play when a new guest arrives.
Oh yes, or one of those like New Year's things that you're
a noisemaker.
Yeah, a noisemaker.
Just something to announce that we have a new friend on the show.
So can we do it for the second time you're in?
This is
hopefully there'll be a second time, and then we'll do it. We'll do it the right way. We'll do it the right way for you.
Yeah, we never do it first time. The second time we're all the noisemakers.
Yes.
That's the celebration of a friendship renewed.
Do you know Mark Norman?
How you doing?
Yes.
Yeah, we've met years ago.
Yes.
I drove you to a strip club in Philadelphia.
No, that doesn't sound like me at all.
Oh, no, maybe it was Monique. It was somebody.
Oh, yeah. So where was this?
We did, I'd opened for you at Helium, I don't know, 2013 or something, and you wanted to go, so I drove you, and then we couldn't find it. It was an hour drive. We didn't say a word the whole drive, and then we couldn't find it. I drove you right back. Not a word said.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it was a good time.
I went to one strip club in Philly, and they called it the Elephant Graveyard. It was
wow,
because
big ladies.
No, it's where the older ones go to die. It's like
and they had their chained by one leg.
It was like their last stop, and it was known to be the Elephant Graveyard.
I love it.
It became a thing with the guys down there. Like, you want to go to the Elephant Graveyard?
Fuck it.
It was kind of fun. It was kind of cool.
You ever been to the Claremont in Atlanta?
No,
it's just old,
I don't know. Maybe
hideous. Like all the ugly rejects go, and they're amazing. One girl could smash a beer can with her boobs.
I hate that.
They're all horrific.
That was
tricks.
That was part of the documentary on the Atlanta strip clubs.
Oh yeah, it's got to be. It's place is legendary.
New York was one of the last places to actually have attractive strippers. It seems like, because for years it was like junkies, like girls with track marks all over their arms. And then all of a sudden, it seemed like there was this new idea. Hey, how about attractive girls naked?
Yes.
And that was like...
Became a gentleman's club thing.
Well,
yeah.
Well, I mean, I grew up on Long Island, and you weren't getting quality out there, because if it was a quality girl, they were going to the city.
Oh, yeah.
They could make so much more money. So I remember all the scars and all sorts of actions going on their bodies.
Yeah, bullet holes in them and stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
They have the Hustler Club, there's the Penthouse Club, there's Score. There's so many where there's really good-looking girls. I like them a little bit. I like a B club or a C club. I don't like the A club.
You want a little, just a
headquarters? Yeah, that's a good club. I mean, I
want
like
a couple drops of skank.
Yeah,
just a little bit.
Yeah,
just a little bit, right?
That
little dirt.
That sounds like it would be in a commercial with just a couple of drops of skank. It's like a sparkling drop of Redson.
Right.
You don't want it. You want something going on, just a little bit.
If you need to clean up this miscarriage, just get a couple drops.
Gilbert, I love that laugh.
That's a great ad for a Swiffer, too.
I have to tell Gilbert to your face. I've said it a couple times on the show recently. Eric, one of our guys, he turned me on to your podcast. And
yes.
And I'm not a big movie guy. Here and there, but you guys go pretty deep with the movies and stuff. But it's so fucking funny, man.
Oh, thank you.
And the episode you did with Artie Lang and talking about Tracy Morgan.
Oh, yeah.
so dark. I don't think I've ever heard anything darker and so funny at the same time that we actually grabbed that and just threw it on our channel.
Oh, yes.
Without even asking permission. I'm like,
that's fine.
I'm like, we're just playing this. I'm not even asking anybody. Just basically saying how Tracy was milking it a little bit.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit.
Because it seemed like, we both kind of got the impression he was walking around with a neck brace. Hey, see, I'm injured.
Yeah.
I'm injured. And then when Alec Baldwin and Tina Fey went on the Saturday Night Live 40th, and stood there very solemnly, practically doing the Tracy Morgan obituary.
Right.
I thought, this is you could see the dollar signs ringing up.
It certainly helped him out in the end.
Yeah,
you guys were under the impression that Tracy definitely could have made it to the SNL 40.
Yeah. And I thought, but this is so much better because you figure if you're like Walmart and they're saying we really miss our friend and our heart goes out to his loved ones, they go, okay, just sign the check.
Whatever it takes.
Anything they want, just give it to them.
You think Sam Walton called the lawyer? Stop litigating. Fucking give him the money. Make him sign a non-disclosure.
But it's Gilbert Gottfried's Amazing Colossal Podcast on GilbertGottfried.com. Subscribe to it on iTunes or SideshowNetwork.tv. And we have an upcoming episode with, I forget the guest name.
Oh, I don't know. I think you've got quite a delightful episode planned, if I might interject.
Yeah, Jim's going to be on the podcast. When, next week?
Next Tuesday. It's at the Littlefield Theater, which is, where is that? It's part of New York Super Week. I don't know what that is. Is that a podcast week or something?
Yeah. Oh, it's big. I have no idea either.
Oh, so you do it live sometimes, huh?
Yeah.
The podcast?
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah, we did a couple of live ones.
That's a little intimidating at times, even though you guys are used to being in front of people.
I like that, though. I liked having the audience.
You can play off the energy of the room,
yeah,
right?
because I'll throw out some really good riffs. Like, I'll see a guy's shirt. I'll see a guy with a striped shirt, and I'll be like, hey, it looks like you fell through an awning. The people will laugh. Oh, that's clever.
Oh,
and I can do my old, hey, that Asian guy in the third row.
Yeah.
I'm a nice guy.
So, how 6 o'clock, where is the Littlefield Theater?
In Littlefield,
yes.
I guess. I have no idea.
Yeah, we'll get it.
Is that Brooklyn or Manhattan?
You could get it from
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn.
Oh, Park Slope, yeah.
At littlefieldnyc.com, I think.
That's what it is.
Because I think my website blew up or something.
Oh, I hope no one was injured.
You don't pay attention to the website, Gilbert.
So what movies do you talk about?
A bunch. Well,
you're the guy. Who's the guy that does the show with you?
Oh, Frank Santopadre.
Yeah, he knows his movies. He plays the straight man to Gilbert's laugh.
Yeah, he's
hilarity.
They only talk about Aladdin and Problem Child.
Oh yeah, yeah. He's the George Fenneman to my Groucho.
Yes. He tries to keep it in line.
Yeah,
and sometimes he has a very tough time doing that. Gilbert just goes off. It's really, really good. I don't listen to a lot of podcasts, Gilbert. That's why I want to make sure you know this. It's very good.
Are you a bigger movie guy, or is he?
I love old movies.
Yeah.
Old movies, old TV, old show business. But that's the thing. Like the whole reason the whole idea for this show is like dying out. It's like every one of these people that I would have liked to have talked to each day, you find out they drop dead.
Right. Who is your favorite guest so far?
Oh, God, there's been
From movies.
Oh, from movies.
From the movie
world. Well, Danny Aiello was a lot of fun. He's out of his mind.
That's right here.
Yeah, that Fort Apache fucking toss off the roof was a great moment.
Yeah. So he was great.
Yeah.
And let's see. We had on three cast members of Batman. Batman himself, Adam West. Wow. Julie Newmar, who was Catwoman.
So hot.
Lee Merriweather, who was the other Catwoman.
Sure.
What about Burt Ward?
Oh, no, we haven't gotten Burt yet.
I heard he had a giant cock and they had to cover it with two.
We were talking about that.
Oh, is it true?
That they tried to put padding or something.
Just to kind of tape it down.
Enormous cock.
That's so great.
Wow.
That's good for him.
That's a good problem.
Did he ever do anything else? Like, I never saw him in anything else.
Didn't he go into porn?
No.
I think he went into porn.
No.
Burt Ward?
I thought he went into porn.
We're going to look that up
Who
right
am I
now.
thinking of?
We got the old Google up here.
Oh, Henry Winkler.
Oh.
Is he the nicest guy you've ever met?
Oh, yeah. Hi. I just want to say it's an honor to be here on your radio show. You are a true artist, and radio appreciates your greatness in a way that no other one can. I think you are like Christ returning to the earth.
He's a very soft-spoken man.
Yes.
Very genteel man.
Yes.
I think he finally.
Lovely. He's a lovely man.
Yeah. I think he finally figured us out. He used to do our show, and we would be dumbfounded. We're like, he's too nice for us, and we actually had a good time with him.
Yeah, he'll come back. He's a lovely man.
I don't know. We haven't had him in a while now.
He hasn't been here much. You know,
I don't know. Well,
he's the Fonz.
His only notable appearance since was the role of teacher Dick Murphy in the low-budget and softcore porn film Virgin High.
Yes.
Softcore.
Okay.
That's Burt Ward.
That's softcover. Is he alive? Softcore. Is he alive?
Well, what is softcore? What do they show? The boobies?
Nah, just tits and ass, but there'll be no leg insertion.
Yeah.
So you don't get to see his giant dick.
No genitals at all. In softcore.
No.
I've watched them shoot that.
They don't even show them. There's nothing.
I watched them shoot porn, and I watched them shoot. They also did like a rated, a single X version or a version that wasn't hardcore, and that looked like it was harder to shoot because there's a guy and a girl, and they're mashing their genitals together, but you can't see the genitals, and they're fucking hard, but there's no intercourse, and that to me looked a lot harder than the actual sex.
Oh yeah, you're just like pounding your dick against something
on the outside of something, and you can't actually stick it in where it belongs.
Is there underwear or is there?
No, they were nude.
Oh wow.
Yeah, because when you watch, like, it's like that kind of porn they have in hotels, which is horrible.
Yes,
and it's like, so they're naked and they're on top of each. It's just like when Times Square used to have the live sex acts. And they'd be naked and on top of each other, but you knew they weren't really.
They weren't actually doing anything.
Yeah.
You need to know they're actually getting in there.
Yeah.
Like we would do I used to go with Florentine and Bob Levy and Voss, but the old Peep shows, like there was one on 54th that was so great.
Oh yeah.
And it had a window. It had a window that was open.
I read about it in the New York Times.
Yes, they reviewed
It was a big article.
Yes.
That's how I say, oh yeah, I've heard all about it.
It was 54th and Broadway, and the window was face height, and you would tip them, and that was where I would eat girls' asses.
Really?
Yeah, it was for $5 tip, and she would put her ass right in the window, and God knows what other men were doing that. You don't think of the other tongues that were in there.
Yeah.
I don't think I've been to this place.
Yeah, it was really
I would have
great.
remembered.
I remember we went to one back in the day. It was like an octagon, and you all had your separate like little window area, and then you could see other creeps peeking in. One with my brother, we squeezed into one together, and he's grabbing at the girl's legs, and they're trying to climb out of this thing.
How could you be there with your brother? Oh, God.
We were all just, Aunt was there, and his wife at the time. There was a whole bunch of us.
Wife?
Yeah, a whole bunch of us just went.
Yikes!
And they had this. It was pretty much an octagon. I guess they had private booths as well, but it was like more of a group setting, and you could see everyone's windows going up. It was so fucking. It was more funny than like you know.
Like, is that Dave Attell?
When they had Show World in Times Square, it was like that.
Like that.
You'd be watching other guys. You'd be basically staring at other guys through the girls' legs. It was a really...
It was bizarre, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just watching another guy ruining his life. It's like the two of you just looking at each other like, I don't know how I wound up here either. What happened to us?
One girl was just working the whole octagon, though. And the windows would be going up and down because then you had to get more tokens. I think it was the days of the tokens.
And, you know, and then there was like where you'd put a quarter in and it would show like about like 12 seconds of a porn film, and then it would stop and you'd have to... And I think they were purposely made for those things because it would always be like, just when you thought something's going to happen, it would go off. Yeah. And then it would start up again. It looks like, oh, okay, well, now it'll definitely. And then you put it in another quarter.
Yeah, it was how they fucked you. And then all of a sudden, just with the lights go back on, and you realize there's no one on the other side through the hole, and you're like, oh, no, I picked a bad one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
I wonder if you could Yelp these places. You think they have Yelp for peep show places?
Probably back then they would have. Now I think that it would just be... I don't know why am I answering that question like it's serious.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious. Because I wonder if you could
probably
check it out before you go. You know?
We can certainly go to Yelp.
They do it for massage places. I've seen them, not Yelp, but there was another one where they would review massage places. Like, she'll give you a hand job or she'll do this. And I've never actually followed up on them, but they were like, go after hours if you want this or that. And,
that helps.
Yeah, there is.
Here we go on Yelp.
It is actually.
Best
look at
peep
that.
shows in New York City.
Oh, my God.
The Slipper Room is
the Slipper Room. It's a great description.
4 out of 5 stars for the Slipper Room. What are some of the reviews here?
Yeah, get some reviews.
Give me one good review for the Slipper Room.
Egg whites on the floor.
I'm not sure it's exactly what you're talking about, but it says the singing was great.
The singing was great.
Maybe that's the euphemism.
That's code,
The hosts so fun and funny, and the girls were so animated while they danced.
Yeah, these are like fucking. These are fun places. I don't want that. I don't want a fun place.
That's burlesque.
I heard that. I think Milton Berle said it. That Milton Berle said like the code years ago. For saying like that a girl gave good head was you'd say, oh yeah, she was a good singer.
Maybe there's something to it.
I like that.
Maybe something is going on there. E-Rock, who's also a big fan of Gilbert's, he said you got to ask Gilbert about Cesar Romero, who played the Joker, as we know, and the orange wedges. I don't know this.
Yes, I talk about this on my podcast.
Okay,
I think just about 3 times each show. The story I heard is Cesar Romero, who most famously the Joker in the Batman series, and he was like at first, there he is.
He kept his mustache in that?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
His mustache.
I remember he refused to shave it, even though he was making good money for this. It was a good role for him.
Yeah.
And so he was like, in the movies he sang and danced and was a Latin lover and everything. But in real life he was gay. And what he was into is he would gather like the group of boy toys and he'd stand in the center of them, pull down his pants and underwear, and they'd fling orange wedges at his ass. This was somehow he figured out.
That was his thing?
Some people argue that it was actually tangerine wedges. That's the only argument I've got. Not that it happened, but what citrus fruit it was. The fact that citrus fruit was flung at his ass.
Right.
Everyone agrees. It's just what citrus fruit.
That is a weird one.
What a bizarre fetish.
And when do you wake up one morning and go, oh, you know what would be? Feels real good.
Right.
Wow, they call that move the soccer mom.
Wow. That is a bizarre... That probably happened once and he just liked it, or I don't know how you want someone to throw food on you.
And you got to remember, it was before the internet, too, so you really had to get imaginative with your stuff. I love hearing you talk about old Hollywood. You have any other old Hollywood classic stories?
What's your favorite old movie? Because I'm a big Kiss of Death fan. With Widmark and fucking... I don't remember the guy who played Nick, the lead, and...
is that
Victor Mature.
God,
where he pushes her down the steps in the wheelchair?
Yes.
You lying old hag, and he fucking ties the lady up in a fucking wheelchair.
Now, is that Richard Widmark.
And he pushes her down the steps. It's phenomenal. It's every guy's dream.
Yeah.
Every time you see a wheelchair, you're like, oh, I wish there was some steps and an electrical cord.
And he had that laugh like,
yeah, really psychotic.
That's an amazing scene.
But I don't like the acting back then as much. Like I can't watch the older movies.
Well, because they came from the stage.
It was more theatrical.
It was a new craft.
Yeah. Well, you're not going to do that. Yeah. What are you doing, honey?
What was the first big movie that changed that? You think where you could see the adjustment happening?
Goonies.
The Goonies.
Oh, God,
I guess when everyone
Brando,
says
probably,
Brando,
right?
yeah,
I would say that.
Bogart hated him. I think he said Brando was cocky and young and arrogant, and I think Brando didn't respect fucking Bogart as much as he wanted.
Yeah,
he's like, these guys, we had to wear suits in Hollywood, and then Brando's just coming in a fucking t-shirt and.
Well, he really represented the new age.
I think so.
For the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old was out. Here comes the new.
Yeah.
Right.
I guess they figure Marlon changed it all.
I
don't know.
Stella.
Oh, but Henry Winkler basically discovered Marley Matlin.
Wow.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Did he save her from an accident somehow?
Yeah. I think being deaf is the most wonderful thing in the world. I envy people who have never heard music.
You picked up on his niceness, did you? Yeah, we used to say as soon as he left, that's the nicest guy in the world.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's so warm.
You can't even believe he played Fonzie. Not that Fonzie was that crazy of a character, but it's very different than Henry Winkler, the man.
My character, Hank Zisler, is that the character? That's the character's name that he writes
Zipzer.
about? Zipzer, right? Yeah. Hank Zipzer.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
Hank
right.
Zipzer.
Those children's books.
Yeah.
Because it's about a kid with dyslexia.
That has a ghost friend or something.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think, right?
And a big old secret, I bet.
And a
big old secret he's never found a way to tell people. Yes, Hank has a secret.
Yeah.
Henry
Hank
Winkler.
Zipzer.
He was also in a movie about Lords of Flatbush.
Yes.
Yes.
Sylvester Stallone.
Yes.
Okay.
Brooklyn Gang or something.
Yeah, and Perry King. Mm-hmm. And to this day, I remember the theme song.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey, what do you say? Looks like it's gonna be a very fine day. My girl is with me today. Looks like some real fine things are coming my way. Hey, what do you say? Looks like it's gonna be a very fine day. Just hanging out with nothing to do. Lucky me that I bumped into you. Looking so good, looking so fine. I wonder, should I make you mine? Bow, 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 bow. And then it continues.
I'm suddenly jealous of Marley Matlin.
I want to hear the opening because I remember his name was
hear a little
Butchie
bit
in
of
that.
that.
Yeah, right now, Marley Matlin is going, when he please be quiet, when he's not singing, please.
Bow, 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 bow,
Oh, my
Oh
God.
boy.
So rough. How do you know this?
Looks like it's gonna be a very fine.
Yeah, Stallone, him.
My girl is with me today. Looks like it's gonna be a very fine.
Wow, they're just standing there.
Yeah.
Perry King, Paul Mace. Wow, they were all equally billed.
That's the chubby Stallone, too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Very beefy.
That's the first Rocky Stallone.
Did Dice get his look from the early Stallone look?
Yeah, very big Rocky guy. Travolta.
Yeah.
Oh, they're just putting a book. They're hiding a girl's book and putting it under their legs. It's really good-natured. You know? Unlike gangs today.
Yeah.
Fucking tie you up and shit in your mouth.
Slit your throat and throw you off the roof.
That's
Harry King.
That's what Cesar Romero's gang used to do.
The orange
The
peel
Lords
gang.
of Flatbush are throwing orange peels into her vagina. You know, when I've told the story when I was a kid. We wanted to form a gang. We never did. We called ourselves the Lords. We really were fucking little jizz buckets. But we modeled. It was from there. That was where we got the name, the Lords of Flatbush.
Oh, wow.
I remember Butchie broke his leg in it or something. Fonzie got hurt in it.
Oh, yes.
I don't remember what happened. I remember being a big Fonzie fan, as most boys our age were, and he got hurt. Butchie got hurt. I didn't like it because he was on crutches. I didn't like to see the Fonz on crutches.
On crutches?
Yeah.
Showing his weakness?
Yeah. This was right around the time of Happy Days starting, too, 74.
When he barely had a role.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Yeah.
And then he became the breakout star, and they made it all about him.
Was it a good movie or shit? I don't really remember. It's been so many years.
I remember it as being good.
It's 1974. Wow.
But so many of them don't hold up, though. You think they're good, and you watch them, and you're like, oh, God, that was a timing issue.
Yeah. Let's try to think of movies.
I was going to say, what
that
movie
just didn't hold up?
Yeah, all these years later.
Oh, God, what's it called? Made in America? No, wait, no, that's not the one. is that the one? Wait, what's the one?
I think you're thinking of Monster-in-Law.
No. That held up beautifully.
Coming to America?
That's
still good.
I don't know. That's his best movie. The one I'm thinking of is what was the real racist one from years ago?
Birth of a Nation?
I stink. Made in America. Birth of a Nation.
Oh, that's what you're going for.
I was saying Birth of a Nation. God,
it seems racist now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
Then it was 2 thumbs up.
Yeah.
Well, get another question from Eric. He's controlling the interview. He should just come
Where
in here
is
and
he?
hang.
Where
He
is
likes
he?
Gilbert.
You know what?
Eric, come in, you fucking
Gilbert.
I've seen bits and pieces of on TV that really is slow moving and doesn't hold up. The Sean Connery James Bond.
That doesn't hold up.
Yeah.
Those were fun. They were kitschy, though. It
Yeah.
was like a tongue-in-cheek.
He was still great. I still think of him as the best James Bond.
Oh, for sure.
But the movies seem like they're kind of slow now.
Slower, yeah. You
Movies
get one sex scene and one fight scene, and that's it.
Oh,
Movies in general were a lot slow.
People
a lot
were
slower.
patient.
Yeah, there was a slower pace to them.
I didn't like the Roger Moore ones because he was too tongue in cheek.
Oh yeah,
over the top.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Little puns and witticisms. I was like, oh fuck you.
I'm a little tied up right now.
Yeah, I'm a little tied. Oh yeah, it's just so annoying.
And he came right after Sean Connery or close at.
No, George Lazenby.
Well, he had to be the guy that they had to sacrifice.
Yeah,
that was all Lazenby's fault though.
Because Sean Connery was so damn good, they knew that the next guy, that would be a tough spot.
Yeah.
And then they found Roger Moore.
The weird part about it is they actually were going to do yet another movie with George Lazenby. They said it actually wound up doing well. And they were going to do another. And George Lazenby, thinking very intelligently, passed on it.
Wow.
That he didn't want. Yeah, not a smart move.
No, but didn't they bring back? There was a big lawsuit over one of the bonds, so they had somebody else do it. It was made. There was a huge lawsuit.
Now let's take that info. I want to know what George did instead of another Bond movie. What a dumb move on his part.
Yeah.
What movie did he end up doing after that?
I don't know. I know George
Obviously,
went.
it's a movie none of us know.
Well, it's just like the next door neighbor and Married with Children.
Ted McGinley?
No, he came later on.
The black haired guy.
Yeah, that was married to the lesbian actress.
Yes, Darcy.
Yeah. He decided to leave the show, and I think he's said since then it was like the dumbest mistake of his life
ever.
Well, what's the Eric Stoltz didn't do Back to the Future?
They fired him.
Oh, they fired him. Okay.
Yeah, he got fired because he was wearing the mask.
Yeah, they started. They were already filming him, but they just didn't think it was working out.
Harvey Keitel in Apocalypse Now.
Wow.
They started shooting him. He originally had the part that Martin Sheen took, and it wasn't working out.
Oh,
that sounds crazy.
Yeah, I think because he finally got up to Colonel Kurtz, he was like, "Show me how you suck a cock." So yeah, I think they fired him, or it might have been a scheduling issue. issue they painted it. I would love to see fucking footage of him as
God!
as Martin Sheen's character.
See, I think he would have been great in that part.
Yeah, it might have been the schedule because I think Coppola was going to go way over, and maybe he just didn't want to do it. I don't know how long they shot him for. Maybe a week.
Sounds crazy. You got to tell Harvey, look, this isn't working out.
That's got to be very hard.
Imagine that conversation.
Yeah, 1980. He was already famous.
So this is the movie George made instead of another James Bond flick.
I don't know.
A little movie called Who Saw Her Die.
Oh, I love that one.
That classic.
And on my podcast, we spent 5 episodes talking about Who Saw Her Die.
Well, the interesting thing is, it was about a clothing factory. It's spelled D-Y-E. I'm teasing, gang. I don't want to get sued.
I guess Eric's not coming in here. He says, ask Gilbert about, the famous story, Danny Thomas and the glass table.
Oh, that's a classic.
Okay. According to legend,
yes,
Danny Thomas, what he was into, he'd lie under a glass coffee table as girls would shit on the table.
Yeah, we've heard this story with other celebrities.
Sure, some of us have lived it.
Who are the... I mean, then you hear others where the shit falls directly on the... Who else have you heard this about?
Chuck Berry?
Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry.
I've heard about Stallone.
Stallone, that came out a bunch of years ago.
Stallone I haven't heard as much. Danny Kaye I've heard, and Chuck Berry is the most famous one I've heard.
The Danny Kaye that I've heard is that Danny Kaye and Laurence Olivier used to finger each other's assholes and stuff.
I never heard Danny. Was he gay, Danny? I didn't know that.
Danny Kaye?
Oh, maybe they're just mispronouncing his name all those years.
Yeah. Danny Kaye and Laurence Olivier.
Wow, that's a bombshell.
Depending on who you hear the story from, one of them pretended to be a security agent at the airport and put on a mustache and French accent and said, "Oh, monsieur, you have to come with me. We have we think you might have weapons or drugs." And it's either Danny Kaye or Olivier bringing the other one in, and I heard it was Danny Kaye, and he was going, "Oh, take off your pants and underwear, sir." And Olivier stripped naked, and Danny Kaye was sticking his finger up
right up there.
Olivier's asshole.
Wow.
Some people say Olivier was sticking his finger in Danny Kaye's asshole. I'd like to think that they both did.
That's how you got knighted.
And because I think a relationship should be equal.
See, I heard that Danny Kaye was the one, and I heard that Olivier would say to him, he tied him up in a robe, and he would say, "Is it safe?" And then he put a drill in Danny's asshole.
I heard when Olivier was sticking his hand in Danny Kaye's ass, Danny Kaye could go, "Oh, Thumbelina, Thumbelina, tiny little thing."
Gilbert, you're like TMZ for the 40s.
Oh, and there's a great photo. Oh, my God.
We found a great picture of Danny Kaye where it looks like his hiney might be hurting right
and
there.
And Olivier is right behind him.
And Danny Kaye has no shirt on, and he's leaning over a sink.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Okay, that's the smoking gun
he
right
was in
there.
good shape, Danny Kaye. I didn't realize he was in great shape.
Yeah, he definitely worked on his arms in the gym.
Orson Welles in the back.
Which one's Orson? Oh, there's Orson. Yeah.
Oh, my God.
I
Looks like
recognize
Jackie
Orson
Gleason.
Welles.
Oh, I didn't even see him.
Yeah.
Wow.
Who's that?
They all put a finger in Danny Kaye's ass, it looks like.
Someone named Robert Helpman.
Robert Helpman.
Oh, that was what fucking Danny Kaye was saying.
Helpman!
And so 1951.
1951, Danny Kaye leaning over a sink with no shirt on.
Washing off his
with the boys behind him.
Yeah, all the boys.
All the boys behind him.
That's right.
Kaye.
Olivier ready to do a little asshole fingering.
And Olivier has his hand in a fist.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
This must have been later in the relationship.
Now, there was another one.
Oh, yeah? Are we still talking about the glass table?
There was this actress who was married to a fighter. She was more modern day,
Vicky
like
LaMotta.
in the 80s. But supposedly there's a sex tape of her getting fisted in the ass. And fighters have big hands.
Yes, with gloves on them, too.
Yeah.
Is it an actress we know?
Not an actress that you know, if you ask me one movie or TV show she ever did, I couldn't name.
I know who she is. It's
do?
Mabel King from What's Happening. It was after the diabetes cost her legs.
No, but she is at least black or half black.
Okay. Half black. Black or half black.
Yeah.
Now the Ruby D. It's Ruby D.
Now the glass coffee table, I would go underneath it for the goof. You'd go under for the goof, right?
Yeah.
But not for the turn on.
I don't know. See, I feel like if I did it, even as a goof, it's like something you can never turn back from. It like means you did it.
Yeah, but I would know
And
I'm
then-
doing it because it's just silly to me.
but see, people would talk about you for centuries.
Well, you don't let them know. You kind of keep that under your hat.
No,
as it
we
were.
were trying to get it done in the studio for the goof.
Really?
Yes, I'd do it for the goof.
And
Wow.
what happened?
I would
She
just-
was constipated or something?
Exactly.
I would laugh like an idiot. I know I would.
Yeah,
I would just start laughing.
Me
like,
too.
who gets turned on by this?
I know.
Well, some people do. That's a weird
Well,
one.
Jimmy's had stories over the years. Gilbert, have you heard those down at the Comedy Cellar? Jimmy and some of his stories?
I just made them up, you know.
Yeah, some are disgusting. Yeah.
A little bit. They're just stories?
Just stories.
I'm lying.
To pass the time?
It's not your sum. yeah.
So who's this actress? I want to know who this half-black actress is.
Okay, I'll give you another hint.
Okay.
She for a while, the biggest job I remember her doing was an infomercial where she's like basically the host.
Dionne Warwick.
No. That's a good one though.
Yes, it certainly is.
But she was interviewing a psychic.
Mrs. Cleo?
No, this was a guy
Oh,
who
shit.
goes, you know, I remember talking to Marilyn Monroe.
RFK!
Yeah. and it's that, which is good because, of course, Marilyn Monroe can really argue the point.
Yeah.
No kidding.
Oh, after she was dead, he was saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know who this. Oprah. This is Oprah.
Yeah. Yes, it's Oprah.
Oprah's the actress.
Oh, we're looking.
Here.
You're going to have to just write it down for us.
I don't know who she is.
We don't know.
This is the
Mom's Mabley. That's who it was. Moms like to be fisted in the rectum.
Would you please your fist in my ass?
Why isn't Eric coming in here?
I hope Merv Griffin shoves his fist in my ass and then offer teacher also shove his fist in my ass.
What was the big song she did? Where have they gone?
Oh yeah. Oh God.
JFK and
Oh yeah.
God
Yeah,
damn it.
that one Abraham
Martin and John.
Martin and Abraham.
Yeah.
Can you play that? So where the fuck is that? Moms could really belt this one out.
Yeah.
Sing us the tune, you old babe.
Okay, Merv.
Okay, Mom.
There she is.
Oh, what a delight.
Yeah, here she goes.
This was a huge hit.
She dressed like a homeless woman.
Yeah.
Has anybody here?
Her voice is deeper than when I was doing her.
You didn't get that deep as her.
Can you tell me where he's gone? He freed a lot of people.
What is she referring to?
Does she have teeth in her mouth?
No.
Okay,
She
it sounds
didn't
like she
have
doesn't.
teeth.
Yeah.
I just looked around and he was gone.
He was gone.
Oh, now I'm getting a hard on.
Yeah, that's right. Well, she's going into the Kennedys now. Get your dicks out.
Put it in another quarter.
Can you tell me where
This is a 4-quarter video.
Yes. She looks like English from Escape from Alcatraz. 2 reasons you didn't sit on my step. You can turn the volume down. We don't have to get off song. I just wanted to hear
It's
it for a
actually,
second.
I mean, it's actually a really good song.
I just couldn't remember the name.
It really is. It's Gilbert had it. Abraham, Martin, and John.
Didn't she sing that too? Didn't Hugh Hefner had a show where he would interview people?
Oh, yes. Playboy After Dark.
Yeah, and he had like a lot of black performers on way back.
He would always make it like it's a party going on at the Playboy Club, and the door would open up, and it's like, oh, Robert Culp just stopped in. Hey, like it was a big surprise.
Yeah, very odd collection of people. But was Mom's Mabley on that? Or I know Sammy was on it, and for some reason I think Mom's
sure,
Mabley.
she must have been. That was right around that time period.
And her singing that, I remember her. I vaguely remember her singing that in front of all these like fucking like hot Playboy bunnies.
Okay,
and they had to just sit there with their mouths closed and enjoy it.
Yeah, you're trying to jerk off, and then she comes.
Right.
Yeah.
Where has
Abraham gone?
And then you come immediately.
Oh, no. Jimmy Durante got burned in a fire. What happened?
With Sammy Davis Jr. They just
That's
showed.
right. He
Now,
introduced
I
her.
remember Mom's Mabley's. I'm the only person who seems to remember this. Mom's Mabley going on the and singing Shamus of the Shul, which I remember. It went. He couldn't read, he couldn't write, but he was nobody's fool. That's why he could never be the Shamish of the Shul. Surprisingly, it was not a big hit.
What is the Shamus of the Shul?
I have no idea. I know what a shul is. I don't know what a shamus.
What's a shul?
The Jew place.
The shamus. Oh no, that's shaman. Are you sure it's not shaman of the shul?
Shaman?
Oh, I don't know. Shamus.
I gotta see this.
I don't know if this is it. We might have.
All right, we're just guessing.
Oh, well, let's see.
Hello, my little darling. Mom's got a new one for you.
Fire.
Oh, I give my children a slogan to carry them over for the week. Mom's slogan this week is, quit it if you can't do nothing with it.
They weren't all hits.
If you can do something with it, get it.
Get it. Where's the singing part?
I'm cutting ahead.
This was really filthy stuff back then.
It was very double entendre heavy.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, that was back when you'd say nudist colony and everyone, ooh, yeah. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I saw Pat Cooper recently, and he was talking about doing Sullivan, and he said that you couldn't say pregnant, and he goes, you had to say expecting.
Yeah.
She was expecting.
Oh, yeah, that's the trouble they had with I Love Lucy.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they couldn't say
separate
pregnant.
beds
Right,
and all that
where it
crap.
should have been the whole racial thing.
Oh, yeah. It's amazing that wasn't a bigger deal.
Yeah.
Right.
Being married to a Cuban.
Yeah,
fella.
well, it was all
Especially
silly
back then.
Yeah, and the whole fucking storyline with Ethel and Fred.
Oh,
was
right.
that-
The
yeah.
orange slices.
Was that? Yeah. Yeah. Where Lucy would hold one of Ethel's legs and Fred would hold the other, and Ricky would try to throw his babaloo. I was going to say babaloo drums into her cunt, and my headphones fell off.
Kind of wrecked the punchline there.
Oh, it really spoiled everything.
I remember when Mom's Mabley used to sing Babaloo drums into my cunt. That was, oh, Merv, and Arthur Treacher, I would like to sing Babaloo drums into my cunt. I've got Babaloo drums in my cunt. They got put there by Alan Fudge.
This is the most press Mom's Mabley's ever gotten. She's at Caroline's this weekend, folks.
Mom. I like. Hey, God, Gil, you rule. E-Rock is finally in studio, and he's saying that they turned Ricky into a Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh.
Instead of Cuban, you think that was the whole Castro thing, or
It was Cuban at the
well, that was
start.
before Castro?
Wait, get into a mic. That's
In the
on.
50s.
He was Cuban for how long?
I don't know how long, but when they started the show, he was Cuban, and then when the whole thing went down, all of a sudden he was Puerto Rican. They just said he was Puerto Rican. And
I never knew he was Puerto Rican.
I never heard this either.
Puerto Rican I never heard that either.
No,
because the whole Cuban thing was obviously a huge storyline.
Yeah. Right, he was a Cuban player at the bongos and the conga.
I think Iraq is wrong.
And when he shoved his drums in Bombs Mabley's cunt.
Yes.
But you couldn't say drums. Yeah. You had to say percussion instruments into her cunt. I got percussion instruments in my cunt.
Where's John Bonham gone?
I like Derwood Kirby and Alan Fund.
Oh, there's so few people that rhyme with cunt, unfortunately.
Eventually, if I lived long enough, I would have met Helen Hunt.
Eric, you got a question for Gilbert? E-Rock. From the podcast or anything?
Well, you already covered all the highlights with Danny Thomas and Cesar Romero.
Well, now I got to go back and listen to those podcasts.
But he just had Bob Costas on.
Oh, how was that?
He was great, Bob Costas.
Did he loosen up a little bit?
I told him.
Yeah?
I was telling him like some long, dirty joke. And Bob Costas, actually, it's on my Facebook page. We put it up. Bob Costas actually fell to the ground and was crawling around on all fours, laughing. So he actually loosened up.
Wow, I'm surprised. I'm surprised he would do your podcast. Someone like Bob Costas.
And he told a story about when it was like the day of, I don't know, the years after the Munich massacre.
Yeah, 72.
He thought they should do like something to mention it, and the Olympic Committee was totally against that. They said, no, that's politics. We don't get involved. And he said, I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm having a moment of silence.
Good for him.
Yeah. And I thought that was, so that I have great respect.
Yeah. We found the clip. It's only a minute. I got to see this. It's from...
was it to honor the perpetrators? Costas is a real anti-Semite.
It's from Gilbert's Facebook page, and we'll tweet it out because it's a YouTube video. It's Bob Costas dives under table.
And then he goes, all right, lie down on the couch. And the model lies down naked on the couch. And the old Jewish man gets on top of her. And he starts squeezing her tits and her ass and sucking on her tits.
Wow.
Costas is flying under the table. Hiding under the table.
He's hiding. You got Bob Costas crawling around on all fours.
Oh, that's great. Oh, my God.
Oh, my God, you humanized Bob Costas.
Yes.
He's crawling around on the floor.
He's in a complete circle.
He's just trying to hide.
Back to us.
Wow. That's a great
The
clip.
entire room is hands and knees. You have to see
That's amazing.
It's like a home movie at Danny Kaye's house.
It all starts off fun. He's laying under the table.
Did you know Bob Costas before that?
I never met him. I heard someone told me he was a fan of mine, so I
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think you have to go at 10. That sucks.
Yeah.
He does, right?
I have
Sort of? Kinda?
Yeah, I have to do, actually, I'm doing recording for Cyber Chase, which is a children's cartoon.
That's a pedophilia?
I haven't seen Cyber Chase yet.
No, I've been involved in them.
I'm doing the Mom's Mabley character.
Enjoying this song he's going to do.
Rich Little will be doing Merv Griffin and Arthur Treacher.
Yeah, and maybe Johnny Carson.
Oh, yeah.
I'll take like Monday off.
Cyber chase. I might have to get the kids into this. Is it for the younger kids or?
Oh yeah.
All right.
Think, yeah.
I'll check it out. I'll have the kids check it out. Gilbert, what I love about you is where you just completely go over the line with your comedy.
Well, at least it's never gotten me in trouble. Thank God. Thank God I've never lost work over it.
But you never really cared about that in general. You knew what the consequences would be. But I respect you for that, for real, because people always wonder where the line is.
On the podcast a lot, I don't know how many times the guest will call the next day because they loosen up and they go, I do like a children's show. Could you cut out that thing about eating a girl's asshole out while she's jerking me off? Could you cut that part? I thought I was pushing it because I'm a regular character on Sesame Street. And, could you cut out the part where a guy's fisting me in the ass because I am Mr. Rogers after all.
That was your Activia sponsor.
Could you cut out where I'm shoving bongo drums in Mom's Mabley's gun? Percussion
instruments.
I'm sorry. Okay. See, I said bongo drums. Could you cut out the bongo drums and just leave in cunt?
Could you dub in another instrument?
Yes.
I have a Les Paul sponsorship.
That's great. Yeah, you get them to loosen up, and then they go home and like, oh man. They take that shower to get the filth off them, and then realize I got to call Gilbert. I might be in trouble with that one.
Do you take the stuff out?
Yeah, because I don't want to lose work for them.
Yeah.
Me, I don't care so much.
Yeah.
I'm used to it.
I love where you just blow past that line, Gilbert, for real, man.
It's a great cover for the podcast, too. It's like an old movie. It looks like an old movie poster.
Oh, yeah.
Which is it's got Gilbert's head on it. It looks like something that was drawn in 1952. It's like an old school movie poster.
Eric, you had something over there.
Two other great things about Gilbert's podcast is one is Gilbert is like the human Mr. Skin. So he knows in old movies, he can tell you who was naked and where they were naked in the movie.
And that's coming from Mr. Skin Tag. So.
Yes.
Plus, he always tries to find out which old actor was hiding from being Jewish.
Back in the day. Cary Grant.
Oh,
Jew?
Cary Grant was a Jew.
Wow.
Yeah.
Got to take that poster down.
Yeah.
We've talked about it on our show. When we were growing up, they would just throw tits in a movie just for the quick thrill. And then, and then we lost about 2 decades. It's finally coming back again.
But
that used to be great in these movies.
They used to be particularly like the 80s.
Yes.
Became great for just... They'd throw in, they'd have nudity for no reason
whatsoever.
other than nudity. And there would be these movies like Blame It on Rio.
Oh, yeah.
And
Michael
stuff
Caine.
And they just have naked girls all around.
They were just titillating.
Yeah.
And, I am more turned on by R-rated nudity than porn.
I'm completely with
Come
you
on.
Yes, it's the same.
Yeah, I don't know what it is, but,
It leaves a little to the imagination.
Also, it's like the girls in R-rated nudity are actually, a lot of them, legitimate actresses.
Right.
Getting naked.
And, and it feels more believable.
Yeah.
That's what gets you, too. Like, this could actually happen.
And when you see a porn actress, you go, she's got every disease in the world.
I don't know if I should be doing this. That takes out a little bit.
When you see Mom's Mabley having, percussion. Oh, Mom, could you shove some percussion instrument inside my cunt? Thank you, offer teacher.
Never gets new.
I think. Go.
So it's Gilbert Gottfried's Amazing Colossal Podcast. You can hear it on GilbertGottfried.com. Subscribe on iTunes, SideshowNetwork.tv. And my Twitter is @RealGilbert. Real Gilbert. And
keeping out
Jim,
of
you
trouble?
want to tell him this thing that's coming up?
Well, next
with
Tuesday.
someone from this show.
Oh my God! Welcome to Treat City.
That's Treat Williams' new series.
October 6th, I'm doing Gilbert's podcast, Littlefield Theater, which I think
Nice.
it's in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
It's 6 o'clock. Are the doors open? 7 o'clock's the podcast. Tickets are $15. And it's part of this New York Super Week for podcasts. And if you want to see Gilbert live, October 8th through 10, great club in Tampa, Side Splitters, which is a really awesome room.
Yeah.
October 17th, Governors in Long Island in Levittown.
Great club.
October 22 through 24, Philly and Helium, which is an amazing club. And the 29th through 31st, I've never done this place, Jukebox in Peoria, Illinois.
Oh, it's a good room.
Yeah. And then I don't know what, I understand, nope, I almost had a real bad joke and I cut the cord.
Yeah. And you're staying out of trouble, Gilbert, on the Twitter and all?
Yeah, well, see,
No
first
controversies?
First I have to get a job again.
And then you can't help yourself.
They can't fire you from the podcast.
Yeah.
Well, we finally did it, Gilbert. We've been looking forward to this for a long time. So I really appreciate you coming on. For real.
See?
I've always been a huge fan of yours.
Oh,
Huge.
thank you.
Just going serious for a second, that's all.
Yeah.
Now we can go back to... but no, Gilbert's got to go, so we're going to take a quick break. Thank you. Come back and see us again.
Oh,
all right?
thank you.
All right, we'll be right back. Mark Norman in studio. We were talking about how great Gilbert Gottfried was.
That
Wow.
was hilarious. He brought the heat.
He did.
That was great. I've got to tell you, I've worked with him before, and he's not as affable.
Yeah.
I mean, great guy, but he never gives it to you like that.
I thought it would take a little time to warm up, but he came in here and he just killed it.
Yeah. When I drove to that strip club, I had to put an earbud in one ear because he wouldn't talk, and he didn't want to talk. So It was so boring. I had to listen to a podcast while driving him.
He wouldn't say a word.
Not a word. He didn't want to listen to the radio either.
Did you try?
Oh, of course. I was like, tell me about this. What was that like? And comedy history and all that, and nothing.
Did you get one word answers and then finally realized, oh boy?
Yeah, and he was just staring out the window like a molested child.
I hope he comes back. We've been trying to do that for a real long time. I'll admit it. I'm a fanboy of Gilbert.
Oh, me too.
Always liked him. Like I said to him, I love that he just goes right over the line.
Yeah. Have you seen his hour? Have you seen him do an hour?
No.
It's amazing because the first 30 minutes is like Danny Kaye jokes and all that, and it's fun stuff. But then the second half hour is just filth.
Yeah.
And it's amazing.
And you don't care.
No.
And it proves you can make anything funny.
Oh, yeah.
When he was a contestant on The Apprentice, Celebrity Apprentice, he had no problem making a Hitler joke.
Right.
Sure.
Yeah. He just goes for it. He's lost a lot of money.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. He has lost a lot of money over the years.
Yep. He's a true comedian.
Strong, really good money.
Oh, yeah. Affleck,
that paid well.
Huge.
Probably the easiest gig you could get, too, if you could do the voice.
Right. Well, now they got some other guy doing the same voice.
It's not the same.
No.
Just that whole thing went away.
You can feel it.
Jimmy, did you change into your sweatpants?
Yeah, I didn't realize you guys were back. I went in and pre-taped my Boneyard show, and I put the old workout outfit on. I don't have a shirt that I normally change into, so it's a long story.
So you're going to be working out with your Scrub Daddy t-shirt?
Yes, I will be, but I don't want to. I don't like working out in shirts I like because they stink.
Yeah.
But you can only work out in them once.
Yeah.
I've got a boneyard.
Where's our next guest? Is he here?
Nope. I'm being told by Roland he's still 5 to 10 minutes away.
What? We got to go.
Yeah.
Cutting it close.
Well, how's he late?
Well, Stangles, have fun with that interview. Let's see what you guys could do.
He's stuck in traffic, I'm being told.
Well, it happens, but you have to plan
traffic.
for that.
Yeah, I can't really stay late today.
It's like Gene Hackman
Some days
said to his assistant, Scott, in No Way Out. You should plan for that. I did. I was like traffic. Remember that?
I remember the old Ellen DeGeneres
Will
joke.
Patton?
Yep.
What was that one? Sorry, I was late. Traffic. Well, how do you think I got here? Choppered in? Lesbians. Anytime I've ever told someone else a joke on a microphone, it's never worked, so I'm just going to stop doing it.
I've done that, and it's worked a lot.
Really? I'm picking the wrong bits.
I liked it for a different reason. Made you very uncomfortable.
I thought it was cute.
Good news. I mean, we don't have Jon Bernthal in studio, but we certainly could go back to the sneaker video. I didn't forget.
Oh, this guy.
Yes.
What?
No.
No?
believe it or not, we heard the best part of it.
All right. I just don't buy those fetish shows because they're trying too hard to be...
some of them to be different and to be weird, but some of them are real. Like, people have these fetishes. I don't quite get that one, though.
Good news for the topless broads in Times Square. They won.
Oh, good.
Times Square Task Force agrees to allow topless girls and costume characters to stay.
Who the fuck were they to say no?
And they're going to add more cops.
There you go.
You think the strip clubs don't like that? Is that like the Uber, to the cab company?
Yes.
Because
that's a good angle.
Why would you go in if you can see it on the street for free without tipping?
I used to avoid Times Square all the time. I don't avoid it anymore because all of a sudden you're walking through and you're seeing tits.
Yeah.
Because I explained this. They have to get painted up still because they're that smart. So the artist, quote artist, grabs a stool and she all of a sudden just takes a robe off and now you're seeing them before they're painted.
Ooh!
And then they take their time painting them and they draw a huge crowd as they're painting them up.
Sure, of course.
And they got the buckets around already, so people are already throwing cash. And then when they're done, the one goes off to make some money, and then the next one disrobes. It's a whole thing every day.
And what a mindfuck for feminists, because they're like, oh, these girls are getting all the attention, but they're liberated.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's a lose-lose.
Were the feminists defending them?
They were, but it bothers them because they're hot.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
I saw a feminist there was like a gym ad, and it was like this hot woman in a
For
bikini.
me? Clever.
A workout gym, and this feminist wrote, this is degrading to women. Like right over the woman's face. It's like, no, she's just pretty.
Yeah.
Why can't she be pretty? People like attractive people.
It's okay to be pretty.
Yeah.
Are we pretty shaming now?
Are
we?
I hope not, because people are going to be shaming me a lot.
Hey-o.
Hey. Wait a minute. The city's Times Square Task Force met for the third and final time on Wednesday and agreed to several new proposals to tame the teeming crossroads of the world. But none of them will stop the nude women, or costume characters and other aggressive vendors for the time being. The task force, which Mayor de Blasio ordered after a daily news series exposing the scourge of nude women titillating for tips, made several recommendations to the mayor, some of which will be enacted immediately. The biggest change will be the number of police stationed there. So they're just going to have cops around making sure, I don't know, there's no shenanigans, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So it's more the characters. They're really aggressive. They get really pissed if you don't pay them for a picture.
Right.
They even get pissed if you don't stop for the picture. They start bothering you.
And you get some Elmo, like an aggressive Elmo or something.
In handcuffs. You've seen that on...
Yeah.
They're kind of funny.
That's a classic.
I think it was... I got a tweet from Otto's girl. I'm assuming it's Trish. Yes. It's Trish. She said Otto loved Kiss of Death 2 as well. And she tweeted a photo of Otto dressed as the old lady in the wheelchair and George ready to push him down the steps in the outfit. That's awesome.
That is awesome. Got to tweet that out. Yeah. Tweet it out, Otto. What else? I think we did just about everything.
We did a lot.
Wait,
we kind of planned on having Jon Bernthal here.
There was another video.
Yeah, there's a video from Chicago,
right?
Where there's a lady selling used condoms.
Ooh, come on. This is another goof, right?
Of course, no,
it has to be.
It's not.
All right, push play.
Yeah, buddy, it's your boy Chicago's very own James J. Hustle Hawthorne. Only in Chicago will a motherfucker try to sell you a used condom.
And it ain't nothing wrong with that, man, but he was too small.
She said, ain't nothing wrong with it. The nigga dick was too small to fit it.
Hey, I gotta do it. Roll it back up.
Roll it back up, huh?
Mom's Mabley.
And put it, I can use it again and roll it back up.
You can use it for the first time.
God damn, hold on, where we at? We outside of Personnel Liquors.
Personnel Liquors?
On Madison, on the west side. Only on the west. Only on the goddamn west side. Only on the west side. A used condom.
Hey.
Let me see it, mama. Let me see it.
I'm telling you.
Oh, she said the nigga dick was too small. Oh, shit.
These pesky Asians.
A little bit bigger than I wouldn't be here talking.
Hey, hold on. How much you want for it, mama? How much you want for it?
Give me 50 cents. Give me 50 cents.
50 cents?
Hey.
50 cents for a used condom on the west side of Chicago.
Hey, because I won't charge him $50, but I had to pay him, to get it off. We got it fair down in the motherfucking pan.
God damn. So you said the nigga had baby dick syndrome?
I don't think you gone yet.
Oh, shit. Oh.
Wait, she's hooking?
Yeah.
She's getting well, obviously she's not getting customers if she's trying to sell a used condom, but she's actually trying to get, wow, oh, boy. She's not a looker.
No.
I guess that's real.
Yeah, I think so.
I guess that's a bit of desperation.
Wait, she's the prostitute.
I think.
And he's just the guy filming.
Yeah.
Or is he a relative?
He's J Hustle City on YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
I guess he goes out and does these videos.
Yeah, he's a man who goes out on the streets.
Oh, okay.
He's a man of the streets. And he
Got it.
ran into the lady that wants to sell the used condom.
Uh-huh.
Is there more to this?
Yes, there is.
Yeah, let's listen a little longer.
Hold on, mama. Let me see it. Let me see it again. Let me see that motherfucker. Hold it up.
There's no
Hold it up.
jizz in it.
Oh, shit.
No, it just didn't fit.
Only on the west side of Chicago.
All right, we get it.
It's your boy Chicago's very own James J. Hustle Hawthorne. And let me see it, mama. Hold on. Let me see it. One more time. Use condom. Now, you say ain't nothing wrong with it, right?
It ain't been used. I just took it out the wrapper.
Say his dick was too small. All I got to do is roll it back up.
Roll it back up.
God damn.
I like
I'm
this
gonna pass
guy.
on it today. I'm gonna pass. I can't fit that anyway. I can't fit that right there.
You a little too big.
there.
It's got a big fucking pecker.
Hey, shit, around man, I'm small, but I can't fit that motherfucker right there.
You know what I do? I put it on one of my holes. See, I got 4 holes in a pimp.
You got 4 holes in a pimp?
See, I put it on that one.
I think she's been drinking.
A little bit.
I suspect she's been drinking.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
Good for J Hustle. J Hustle City on YouTube.
Yeah. Famous Hasidic Jew.
Yeah. Mark Norman, what a great time we had today.
Boy, this was a real treat.
Is John here or no?
Nope, not yet.
How far is he?
I really got to leave at 10:30 today.
I would stay for a few minutes. I mean, I wouldn't stay late, but he really is not.
I don't know. Let's try to find where he is. We could try to stay a little longer.
A few minutes.
Mark Norman, what do you got to promote?
I got a bunch of stuff. Check out me on Twitter at Mark Norm, and doing Draft House in Arlington this Friday night. Come on out. And I got a weird show on the 29th of October called Shtick or Treat that I do at the Knitting Factory every year. 8 years running. It's a Halloween show where comics come on. We get 50 comics, and they all do an impression of their favorite comic. And it sells out every year. It's a fun time.
Wow, that sounds cool.
Yeah,
50 comics?
Yeah, there's always a Norton in there.
Yeah.
But they get creative with it. You know, they'll do your act while you get a tranny or something.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
It's just my act.
Yeah.
So,
But you get 50 guys?
How long
They
is each
each
show?
do like a minute and a half or something.
Oh, wow.
But it gets fun. It'll be like Cosby drugging a woman, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's not just the bit.
Right. And where's that again?
It's at the Knitting Factory in Williamsburg.
Well, I would do, who would I do?
Yeah.
Colin. You do a good Colin.
Oh, good Colin.
I don't do a good, Jay does a good Colin. I would probably go like, here's Colin, if he were doing what? What kind of Colin doing?
Selling out a one-man show.
Trying to sell a used condom. I mean, we could go with what we...
yeah, it's used. Buy it.
He just,
That's pretty good.
Hey, that's
not
all
bad.
he just pulled up. So you have a choice.
Give him 10 minutes.
Give him 10 minutes or
I
give
mean,
him
I'll
a
stay.
name.
If I have to skedaddle, I'll skedaddle.
I'll stay an extra few. I have to go to the gym, but I mean, I can't
He's in
go
the
to-
elevator.
Oh, all right. We'll get him on.
It's got its ups and downs.
Yes.
Yes.
You hear what I said, Travis?
I heard you.
Fucking tefted it.
I just grabbed a story here. Jeb Bush was on one of the Sirius channels. So does that mean we get a chance to get Jeb Bush?
Was he here in the building?
Speaking to Sirius XM's The Arena, Bush said that he doesn't find the Redskins name offensive. I don't find it offensive.
Was he here or was he?
I would assume he called in.
I assume yeah.
I don't think politicians ought to have any say in that, to be honest with you.
That
I
he's
don't
right
find it
about.
offensive. Native American tribes generally don't find it offensive.
Wow.
He was talking to The Arena. I didn't even know we had a channel called The Arena here at Sirius XM.
Yeah.
Bush added that it's a sport for crying out loud. It's a football team. Washington has a huge fan base. I'm missing something here, I guess. Good for him.
Wow.
Taking a little stand on that.
He's trying the Trump method.
Yeah. Well, they all have to. They all
Yeah.
have to kind of speak their minds finally.
We have a sound clip if you want to hear that.
Sure. It's going to be exactly what I read.
Just be exactly what you read. The sound clip is you reading that.
Well, we're going to play
Read it
this
at the same time he says it.
We're going to play this to see if I read it well.
How do you guys feel about the Trump Meister?
Trump Meister.
This is POTUS.
What do you think the chances are that Washington should change its nickname of its football team?
I don't think it should change it, but that's again, I don't think politicians ought to have any say about that. To be honest with you, I don't find it offensive. Native American tribes generally don't find it offensive. We had a similar kind of flap with FSU, if you recall, the Seminoles and the Seminole tribe itself kind of came to the defense of the university, and it subsided. It's just.
It's a sport for crying out loud. It's a football team.
It's a football team.
Washington has a huge fan base.
Washington has a huge fan base.
I'm missing something here, I guess.
I'm missing something here, I guess.
How'd you know what he said? Because democracy is inside.
Nailed it!
Nailed it.
How did you know what he said? How did you know what the man said?
I have ESP.
N?
Yes.
Yeah. The arena.
You don't want them to change the name, right, Mark?
No, I like it. And I like the hats, too.
I want them to change the name just because everybody's going to get pissed off. All the Redskins fans will get pissed off. That's why I want them to change
Something else cool would be fine. How about the Tacklers?
The Washington Tacklers.
Washington Tacklers.
We tackle things down here in D.C.
Yeah, you bet we do.
Done.
We tackle issues.
Do we?
All right, you ready for this? I'm being told now he's stuck in elevator traffic.
Oh, wow.
That is a real thing here.
I know it's a real thing here.
It's a real thing. They line up and wait for elevators.
And there's like 6 elevators, but it only seems
it's
like 2
a real
work.
thing.
This new system fucking sucks my dick.
I know.
And my
Horrible.
ball bag.
And then they
sucks everything between my legs.
You looked right at me while you said that.
I did.
Well, who moved in here? NBC? They have like a million
NBC,
floors.
Universal.
And then all these really hot-looking broads go in the elevator with their clipboards and their notepads.
Clipboards.
And then they go down one floor.
I know.
I'm thinking to myself, there's got to be stairs.
Take
somewhere.
the stairs, you lazy whore.
You bums.
Take the goddamn stairs, you lollygagging whore.
NBC loves hiring secretaries.
Oh, yeah?
They have that secretary vibe.
Yes.
But I would imagine they do more than that.
I read you loud and clear.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, I hear he's in hallway traffic now.
It's men's room traffic.
Mm-hmm.
Why this?
Nobody was doing anything.
Oh, we were doing.
They'll never go.
We were chatting and stalling.
It's a good song.
I see him in the hallway.
I swear you've heard it before as it slowly rambles on and on. No need for bringing them back because they've never been.
Hey, man.
What's going on, guys?
Hello.
Hey.
I know this guy.
Oh, wow, yeah.
We know you. What's going on, buddy?
How are you guys doing?
How is the New York City traffic?
It's a fucking nightmare.
Yeah.
That's because the UN is here.
That's all good.
Yeah, it's the UN.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, traffic's an abomination whenever there's a UN. It was the Pope last week and them for like 2 weeks, and it's fucking stinks.
Well, at least they picked the right time of year to do the traffic thing. When everyone comes back from their summers.
Yeah.
When fall is in full swing.
Well, they'll cut down like 57th to like fucking 2 lanes. They chop it and they'll leave it like in the middle lane. So if if Ahmadinejad or somebody or whoever else is in charge of Iran wants to go somewhere, they just tell everybody to go fuck themselves and they drive them through the middle. It's really awful. I hadn't seen your new movie because they sent us a link late last night. They didn't send it to us. They usually would send it to us like with a day or two to watch it, but they sent it to us late last night. So I have not seen it, but it's getting great reviews.
Let me ask you guys something. So I'm in the way. I'm in the car on the way over here.
Yeah.
And I had to do some interviews, and I go onto my Twitter.
Yeah.
Everyone's saying you come to this show and you're supporting somebody who abuses homelessness and all this shit.
Really?
All those Twitter douches.
Yeah. And but then I seen the video what you guys did to that guy's cake. What the fuck y'all do that for?
Well, he did it.
Yeah. That was cool.
There's a whole mob out there trying to shut this radio show down.
Is that right?
It's out of context, to be completely honest with you, and it's from I'm finding out it's 2006, not 2007.
Oh, it's a long time ago.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you still came in to do the show because what they're trying to do is make you not come and do the show.
That's what they said. They said don't go on that. don't go on the show. And for me, I said, at first, I just looked at it. I said, okay, what is that? You know, but then I looked at it and I seen the video and I said, well, I want to bring it up.
Oh, it
I was
looks
like,
bad.
yeah, it's pretty fucked up. But look, I wasn't there and I understand what it is. But from what I saw, I thought it was just kind of a bully thing to do. It looks shitty. But I'm a grown man. You're a grown man. So I'm like, I'm just going to ask you guys.
Well, I mean, there's a lot to it, though. We knew that guy very well. We saw that guy every day. We felt like he was a friend of the show. We did a lot with the homeless in general. We brought him into our lives and not our lives, but our radio show world, certainly. And, that day we felt like, I felt like I could, jump on his cake and he would be okay with that and move on. And he continued to be a member of our show after that.
Is that right?
Absolutely.
Well, that's good. And then so everybody, everybody.
I was going for shock, a little shock, absolutely, getting a reaction out of Jimmy and Anthony at the time, but.
So that's been going on since 2006?
Well, they pop the video up every once in a while, just to every like 2 years, and then it becomes this huge thing again.
Fair enough.
But it wasn't like because you're asking. So we did this walk from K-Rock. We were on regular radio and satellite, and we had to split the show. So after 2 hours, we actually left K-Rock to walk to our other studio.
After 3 hours.
3 hours, because they wouldn't let us do the show from one place, even though two companies had us. So we invented this walkover, so we broadcast it every day. And then people would wait outside the building for us and walk with us. And we would run into these characters every day. And then they would set up knowing we were coming, knowing it would be good for what they're trying to do, which is get money, food, and whatnot. So our crew would come through. We'd see Andrew, I wouldn't say every day, but on certainly a regular basis. The video starts by us saying, "Hi, Andrew. We know the guy."
Yeah.
And then we would whatever pocket change we would have, we would throw at him or sometimes throw at him, absolutely, and sometimes just give it to him. And then our fans would do the exact same thing. The guy was making a boatload of money for us, for himself, and he would purposely set up knowing we were coming every day. So, I mean, that plays into it. I felt like, this guy's kind of part of our crew. It's going to be shocking. It was the days of shock jock radio.
Sure.
So I went for it, yes. I did. Would I do it today? No, I don't think so.
Those guys tweet at me too when I come in, but they're always you'll fit right in.
Scumbag, welcome to the party.
Exactly.
Make sure you bring food for the guys.
Bring a cake.
And most of those guys, know what it was at the time. I understand it upset people. I get it. And if you only see that video, it looks horrific.
Well, I just think more importantly that I just think that I don't mean to be like I don't mean to be on my soapbox, but I think nowadays it's just social media and all this shit, it just sort of enables the pussification of this country, because if you got a problem with somebody, you just, you write on your computer, you write some shit instead of just saying, now this gives you a chance to talk about it or whatever the heck it was. But I'm just a big believer in, if something's on your mind, bring it up. And,
I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah, rock and roll, man.
We're trying to move on from it because we know what their intentions are. They're trying to, take down the whole fucking radio show with stuff that happened a very long time ago.
Right.
8-9 years ago, I'm a much different person now.
Yeah.
He's older. I
Gay.
Wait, what? I take a little responsibility, but I do know at the time it was okay to do to that person.
And they're trying to present it like it just happened.
A lot of people.
Yeah.
A lot of people.
I figured it was like yesterday.
Yeah.
And then they're trying to get other videos out there that might cause problems. They're just looking for anything to really just try to fucking hurt the show.
Fair enough.
That's exactly what it is.
Right on.
So
I like that you brought it up. Most people would have just held that in and not done the show or something.
Huh?
Yeah.
But you came in and said, fuck it, I'll talk about it.
Yeah, fuck.
Well, they're probably mad because they wanted you not to show up because of all that.
That's what they're saying. But I normally, I'm not a big Twitter, I'm not that good at it anyway.
Twitter used to be a lot of fun. It used to be so cool when it first hit, but now it's just a miserable place, unfortunately.
It's just tattletales and shit.
Huh. I still enjoy Twitter, though. It's a great way to go out and look for a little box. I like that a lot. You know what I mean? Thank God for the DMs. Go out there and find somebody with a vagina who might not want everyone to know that she knows you.
It's a place where people punish you with their mental illness. That's what's going on now. They punish you with their mental illness.
We have this radio show to do it to people, and they have to do it on Twitter.
I love that.
Look, we took some heavy fucking, we've punched people hard with this radio show over the years, so I get it to a point. But
I understand why a lot of people hate us. It really is like after a while, when you say enough things, like I've said things that really, no matter where you are on the side of 9/11 conspiracy, we've argued with those conspiracy theorists, and it got nasty. So I still get emails from those guys years later. I fought with Jesse Ventura in 2009, and I still get like hate mail from his people. He's got good fans. I'll say that about Jesse. He's got really dedicated
Jesse.
fans.
Jesse walked off our show, and there was a moment where we thought he was going to punch Jimmy.
Yeah, I thought he was going to hit me.
But that one was more black and white. It was just a discussion about 9/11, and I feel like Jesse felt like he was in over his head and just was frustrated and couldn't argue his point back. And then he got really mad and got up, and there was a point where it looked like he was thinking about actually taking a swing, in my opinion. Yeah. And then he walked out. And
when you look at my face, you definitely understand where he's coming from. There's something about my face that was made for a fist.
Yeah, fucking
I got it.
earthworm.
If I was him and I was looking at me, yell at him, I'd want to fucking punch me in the fat face too. And he wanted to. He was really hot under the collar.
Yeah, but to this day, people talk about that day as well.
Yeah, that's the beauty of it. Like the things you do that are great live on, and the things you do that are shitty live on.
Oh, I love
But the cake thing, every morning I say to him, "Why did you do that?" It was very hurtful. It still bugs me.
Yeah. And then this asshole comes in, he's like,
no, not at all. I'm glad you brought it up.
Yeah,
but it's 9 years ago, too. What the fuck?
The great thing about it, though, we were watching a CNN clip before. A really funny guy, Twitter comic, trolled CNN talking about Edward Snowden, but he was on talking about Edward Scissorhands. And it was very funny. And this fucking woman is interviewing him, and she's not asking him why he's talking about Edward Snowden having scissors for hands.
Yeah.
And it's like, how are you just having this conversation when this shit is happening? And there's no one's. You should always just say, like, excuse me, what's happening? Why not?
She's either not listening or completely ignoring him. But I think she just doesn't listen. I think those people don't listen. They just wait for them to stop, and then they know which question they're going to ask.
They know
next.
what they're going to say. Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
Radio is not totally unlike professional wrestling. You know, there's some parts of it that are true, and there are parts of it that are like, that's not the type of guy I really am.
Right. Mm-hmm. Oh, God, no, I'm not that. No, I don't walk around fucking...
No, you're actually nicer on radio. You're worse.
I love how Jimmy's helping me out here today.
I was such a fan on Walking Dead, man.
Yeah, that's cool you to say, man.
Loved you. I was so depressed when the first time you came in, I was not here. So you took a photo with a cardboard cutout of me.
Yeah,
it was much fatter. I know I look a lot better. You didn't want to say it.
You look fucking great.
Thank you very much, John. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course, man.
It's very nice of you to say. I only use the wrestling angle because he's married to Kurt Angle's niece.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
We love Kurt Angle.
You guys know Kurt?
We haven't seen him in a while, but...
Yeah, he's the best, man.
He was all right.
It's a wonderful family, the Angles.
Are you a wrestling fan, though? Are you? Because I watch it, but I like, we went to WrestleMania. It's just not my thing anymore.
Sure. Yeah, I mean, I was coming up, obviously, like, back, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, JYD, and George Animal Steel and all that shit,
Yeah.
Like, back in the day, I loved it,
Did you see George Steele and fucking, how great was he in Ed Wood? Did you ever see Ed Wood with Johnny Depp?
Oh, yeah.
He was in that.
Yeah. He played Tor Johnson.
Yeah.
The guy. Right. He would, man, his size would have trouble walking through doors.
Yeah. That's great, man. And I love when the Sheik was coming on a bunch. He was coming on Howard and stuff like that.
Yeah,
we've had him.
Yeah.
He pissed his pants during an interview. It was really bizarre.
Did he?
Yeah, we were talking to him, and he was sitting on a couch. And as we're talking to him, you could see there was a spot forming on his pants.
Just getting bigger and
bigger. It was getting bigger and bigger. And it's like he wet his fucking pants on the air. It was like, he's not drinking anymore. I think he's doing better.
Yeah.
But he was a bit
The last time we had
bizarre.
him in, he was doing very well. Yeah. So
yeah, I think he stopped.
He's got a great story, too.
Yeah.
But...
Great story. He's another real wrestler, like Kurt. You know?
Yeah, he was a guy. Kurt. He started as like a legit.
Kurt won the gold medal, man. Won
Right.
the gold medal in '96. Yeah.
Didn't he have a bad injury too, or something?
He won the gold medal. I think with a broken neck.
Yeah.
And he's to his knees. I mean that family is
it's
just
tough.
tough. You have no fucking idea. And her old man, like if you read the book. If you read Kurt's book, there's a chapter about her dad, and her dad, like when you go to Pittsburgh, people literally come up to you and and Pittsburgh's a tough town. I mean, it's a no bullshit town. People come up to you and they're like, "You met her dad?" And say, "Yeah, I think he might be the toughest guy in the country." They say that with like a straight face. And if you know him,
right,
and you see people around him, and you talk to Kurt,
yeah,
he's a serious dude, and You know, and that was weird, you know, to go into that family and be like, yeah, you know, I at the time I was an acting student, you know, you probably figured I wore tights and fucking dance around and shit. And, but you know, getting to know him and be a part of that family. Now we're super close. It's been one of the real joys of my life. Yeah. Real good people, man. The Angles. Yeah.
So you must have been with her for a long time then. If you were just in acting school, that's a long term.
I've been with her a long ass time, man. Yeah. Yeah. When I met her, I was bouncing at she was a ICU nurse, and I was bouncing at a bar. It was a total piece of shit, and she stuck with me.
Really? what kind of a bouncer were you? Were you like an understanding guy who would talk first, or did you fuck
of shit?
You really were?
Yeah.
You throw them out?
Yeah, I got fired from every bouncing job. Why? Because I think we ended up
excessive.
Like causing more. We were just, you know, I did it with my buddies.
See,
drinking on the job. And
now
shit.
you can relate to what I was talking about.
Hey, brother, I ain't judging. I just want to get to the bottom of it.
You're saying you're a piece of shit. You can be a piece of shit, and you can grow up.
This guy's cake, but I mean,
that's where you guys part company. He wouldn't step on the foot of a homeless man. You wouldn't punch a man who's vomiting in a bush.
But see, you can be a piece of shit and grow as a human being.
I totally believe in that. I totally believe in that.
What town was that in where you guys met?
DC.
DC.
Yeah, that's where
DC's a tough town, no?
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was. It's changed a lot, as so many of these cities do. But yeah, DC's changed a lot.
We used to like going down there because that's where XM's headquarters were. I used to love our train ride to DC.
Yeah, but it got depressing after a while. It was just, you know, because you're going through Baltimore, which is so fucking, you know, that's just a depressing
wire.
That's a
bummer. For real, it's the wire.
Yeah.
I remember quickly, they would get us at our hotel and drive us to, you know, XM, the warehouse, to do our show. And all of a sudden there was a shootout going on. And the girl that was driving the van, she stops like, oh, look, you guys get to check out a shootout. We're like, fuck that. Will you keep going?
Yeah, there's shots, weren't actually 4 cop cars.
They weren't firing, but they were behind their doors with their guns drawn, just looking at this storefront.
Yeah.
I'm like, just keep going. It's okay. I don't need to see this.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
What is your new movie about?
Sicario. You got to see it, man.
They literally did send the link too late, and it's like we go to bed a little bit earlier, probably than most people.
You know, it's about the it's about the cartels and it's a seriously, you know, doing movies, you got to go talk about it, and sometimes you get to talk about one you actually really fucking love and you believe in, and I think this guy, Denis Villeneuve, he did his last movie was Prisoners. He did a movie called Enemy, but I don't know if you guys saw Prisoners. It was Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman. Fucking great.
Yeah,
I thought it was the best movie of the year.
Great movie.
And he also did a movie called Incendies, which will blow your mind. But it's one of these movies, man. It's hard hitting, it's action packed, but it's just so fucking tense. And I know these are big words, but it's the same feeling I got when I watched Silence of the Lambs for the first time. It's like fucking non-stop tension, like up to here, and you never know what's gonna happen, and it's shot so beautifully. And I don't mean to be a film nerd, but you know, it's Roger Deakins is the director of photography. He's the best, potentially the best ever, and it's Benicio del Toro. If you're a fan, he was my favorite actor kind of going into this thing, but this I think might just be his best performance to date.
Is it about the Mexican cartels?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's funny. I just watched Narcos about the Colombians. Yeah. I think the Mexican, they're scarier to me than the Colombians are. Where the fucking barbarism, they are really vicious, man.
This is some scary shit, and you know, it was. This was one of those things. You know, I've gotten to work with some really great directors, and this was a guy. Like I said, after I saw Prisoners, I was just dying to work with, and I was thrilled that I.
Are you playing an agent or?
I don't really want to tell you what it kind of gives. I appear to be one thing, and then sort of become something else.
That's fine.
Easy.
But yeah, it's a cool part, and you know, I didn't know. You know, I was a fan of Emily Blunt's before this, but she's the fucking coolest chick ever. The coolest chick ever.
She's hot too.
She's just so fucking. She's so good at what she does, and she's good ass people.
Yeah. So does it focus on any cartel in particular, or is it just about the whole scene down there, or is it based on anything true, or is it just a fictional story?
I think there's definitely truth. I mean, the guy who wrote is this guy Taylor Sheridan. He's a smart guy. He does his research, and yeah, I think when you see it, you'll see it's very much like being there. It looks very true.
Did you spend time in Mexico getting ready for this?
Did I? No. This was not that. It wasn't really that kind of thing for me. My part doesn't really have to do with that.
Okay.
That part of it.
Yeah, Mexico scares me. It's the only place. I was going to go down for a gig last year, which wound up not happening, but I won't go there for anything. It really frightens me because the cartels are so powerful.
But he's not explaining it. Jimmy has always said, I'll never go to Mexico. But his hero, Ozzy, wanted him for a...
they wanted to do comedy shows.
And all of a sudden, Jimmy was all in about
That's the only reason I would have went.
The only way to slurp it down.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Get some Montezuma's revenge.
Yeah, that's the only reason. I would have shit my pants for Ozzy on stage. But I mean, that's the only thing that would have got me there, and it would have been security. But the idea of going there just to vacation, the cartels, man,
they get a bad rap.
Fucking frightens me.
They get a bad rap. I finally went to Cancun for a wedding, my brother-in-law, and the people were so freaking nice down there. They were great.
Yeah,
great people.
Back in the day when I first moved to LA, we would just drive down and go to Rosarita, go to the beach there, and it was just
Tijuana. Is that your?
Yeah, you go. I mean, that's one way. You go down from San Diego to Tijuana, but I mean, it was just so nice, and real.
You
good
felt
people.
safe too at the time.
Yeah, you felt safe. You just driving. You know what I mean? But I remember I was supposed to go do something down in Monterey, which used to be a real safe part, and I think the week before I got there, they found like 30 people hanging from a bridge or some shit like that, and they're like, you know, maybe you shouldn't.
Yeah, unless this is part of a student stunt, right?
Next one, hazing for fraternity.
They can really leave. I'll tell you, the cartels can leave a message like nobody else. I mean, they're
very clear.
Oh yeah, there's not a lot of ambiguity in a fucking 10 heads on a fucking an island in the middle of the highway. They don't play games, but it works because it makes you not want to go. It frightens me, and I'm just like, fuck it, I'll never go down there until that problem is fixed.
Well, we used to go in high school and college all the time, and you can just pay off the cops. It's so fun. It's not bad at all. You can do anything. Like, you get caught pissing in the street, and these guys come up to you, and you're like, fuck. And they're like, how much you got? And you give them $50, and that's it.
Yeah. I lived in Russia, man. I lived in I lived in Moscow that's where I went to study acting and stuff, and it was very much, it was.
Do you speak Russian?
I do. I didn't when I went, but I picked up a little bit. Living there, I lived there for a while, and. But it was very much like that. When I was there, it was very much like the Wild West. Shootouts in the Duma, which is like their Senate. And anytime the cops would fuck with you about anything, it was just about that's how they made their money.
Right.
Why Russia? Why'd you go for acting there?
Man, I went to school to play sports, and this woman I took an acting class kind of by mistake, and she said I started doing plays, and then I got in some trouble, and finishing school wasn't really an option, and I kind of went to her and I said, hey, I really want to be an actor. And, me being the fucking monkey that I was, I didn't really, I thought it was just like being a plumber, being a lawyer. You go to the proper schools and you can. So I just said, how do I do it? And she said, look, there's no real rhyme or reason to it. But, knowing you and knowing kind of your lifestyle, and I think it was just because of all the people I was hanging out with and the trouble I was getting in, she said, if I was a young person trying to be an actor today, I would move to Moscow and try to get into the Moscow Art Theater School, and so that's just what I did, and
that's wild.
That decision really kind of saved my life, and I think there's no way I would be doing what I do now if it weren't for that decision, what I learned there. And that same woman, conversely, she Alma Beck, she married my wife and I, not to be she's a big force in my life. Yeah.
So wait, did they speak English in the school, or is it all Russian?
No, the whole deal is if you get it, they have a translator for whatever language you speak, and the cool thing is in your first couple of years there's no, you do ballet, you do acrobatics, you do rhythm, but the whole idea is I could do it. The whole point is, the way they look at it, if the acting's good, if you were to be acting in Russian, I was acting in English. If we were honest about our intentions of what we were going for, you would know everything. You don't need to use the language. You would know what we're trying to do. And I will say, going and seeing a shit ton of Russian theater, that is actually true. You actually understand everything if the acting's good. And that shit. That was some crazy times, but that should save my life. Yeah.
What did you like about living in Moscow?
What did I like about it? I liked a bunch of things. I think on one sense, it was a dangerous place. I remember, I don't know if I've ever told this story before, but I remember it was like my fourth night there, and it was my birthday. And the thing is, you always have to keep your papers with you at all times, especially I had long hair and a long beard, so they thought I was Chechen. So the cops were always shaking me down for money. And I was trying to get into the school. I lived in a place called Park Kotori, which is Gorky Park, and I had to take a subway, a couple stops this way, a couple stops this way to go to where the school is. And my translator, the guy who was taking care of me, Max, he met me there. He was going to take me into the school. And I said, oh shit, I forgot my papers. And he said, well, look, they're never going to let you in. You need to have your papers at all times. He said, we got to go back to your place. I said, Max, I'm a grown ass man. I can find it myself. It's just 2 stops this way, 2 stops that way. I go that way. I go back. I get totally lost. I missed my whole first day at school. It's my birthday. It's a whole fucking bummer. I ended up going to McDonald's by myself. It's just a shitty day. That day when I'm walking home, this is the point of the story. When I'm walking home that night, I'm in Park Latori, which is sort of shadier part of Moscow, and I'm walking by, and a car pulls up right by me and pulls over, and two guys get out of the front seat, and I see them open up the back, and they pull this woman out by her hair, and she had red hair, and she was wearing a red dress. I remember thinking she looked just like Nicole Kidman. This woman, she's looking at me, and she wasn't panicking, but I could see she was in trouble. They're dragging her out of the car, and they just took her to the side of this building, and they just started opening her head up right there on the side of the building.
Beating her on the side of the building?
Yeah, and me not knowing any different, just being there, I ran at these guys and I said, what are you doing? What are you doing? And grab this guy. And the guy pulled a gun out and he put it right on me, and he said in English, he just said, go away, like that. Oh, wow. And right then, I knew, okay, you're not in fucking Kansas anymore. You think, you might have been through some shit or you're tough. This is a whole different deal. But you asked me what I loved about it. That hardness is there. But that being said, you have a conversation with somebody there. They're going to look you in the eye and they're going to have that conversation. There's no pretension. There's no bullshit. They got statues of artists on every square. You meet a guy on the street who just drinks vodka and gets in fights or whatever. My best friend was that way. He knew all members of the Moscow Art Theater. He knew what was playing at the Bolshoi. He was reading, Bulgakov and Tolstoy. And there's just a national sort of appreciation of the arts. And I think being an actor there is a much more masculine profession. It's a much more respected thing. And I'm just real grateful that that's where, I learned, that's where I kind of came up. So I'm just really grateful for what I learned there.
Wow. What do you think happened to the girl?
Yeah, I mean, that's
bad
fucked up, yeah.
You're lucky they didn't shoot you. I mean, that's the type of thing. That's probably as good as it gets.
Yeah.
Right.
No way. You got to do what you got to do, man.
Wouldn't that be great if he pulled a gun on you and he said, happy birthday?
Exactly.
Do you play chess?
What?
It's a big Russian thing. I'm not that great either, but I still love it. And I would love to go to Russia just to... No, I wouldn't. Why would I? I can't even win in New York.
No, it's a great place, man. Great place, great people.
Yeah, my impression of it was also just like a place where, like, my manager travels extensively, and he said that Moscow, he goes, I didn't really feel safe in Moscow. And he goes, like, Africa, he goes everywhere. And he said Moscow was a little...
too much for him.
Yeah, Louis told weird stories about Moscow, too. I think he went there, and he said he didn't feel totally...
It's an adventure, man. It's the Wild West. And especially when I was there, that was the, the very late 90s, you know, and it was definitely the Wild West. And I think if you're, young, kind of single guy and you're, you don't have a family and shit like that, it's a good, it was an adventure.
Do the women like the American accent there? I mean, it probably is rare. Oh, you do? You did okay there?
Yeah, I mean, they like the American accent there.
Yeah, a lot of beautiful...
He's smiling. He did very well.
Yeah, I mean, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying,
And you got in trouble. Was it trouble that you were, like, risking going to jail for a long time? Or were you partying too much?
It was just, I was constantly finding myself in trouble back then.
Was it a cake or a pie?
Did you going to Moscow kind of getting out of town for a little while?
Yeah, I mean, there definitely, I think, was that aspect to it, but, it was one of those things that I think is, as far as, the whole acting thing with me, it was as sort of serious a step. If you can do it there, you can kind of do it anywhere, I think. And it was the first, acting was sort of the first thing I ever did where I kind of, adults looked at me and said, hey, you're good job. Not like, hey, you're a piece of shit and, get out of here. So I just think that, I think over there especially, they're very, American theater training, I think, is very coddling. I think there's a reason why you look at every movie star and they're coming from England or Australia. And I think the reason why that is because over there you got to go to conservatory, you got to train. And in Russia, if you're not good, they tell you you're not good and you can't be there. They take 100 kids out of 10,000 and they only graduate 10. It's a very serious school. Whereas in America, it's like sort of like, well, if you can't really play sports, you're not that smart. You can always go be a fucking theater kid where, it's all friendly and flowery and I think since I came from sports, really respected and I think responded to their more sort of brutal, honest way.
Right.
And I love the fact that these guys would just like, you know, take these people and be like, "You're not good. Get the fuck out." I was like, you know, because that's the thing. You know, so many people I think who go into that business, you know, in the acting school game, they're just being lied to for so long, and it's you know, and it's not doing anybody a service.
Of course. Right. Well, it's also too if you're in an environment like that, like Russian theater, which just seems so intimidating for an American to go over and do that. Any situation here has got to be very, very comfortable in comparison to the initial fear of doing that.
Well, I think what was cool about me is I was so damn stupid. I didn't know what fucking Chekhov was.
You didn't know what you were doing.
I was at their theater, and then when I get there, I was like, "Holy shit, this is some important shit." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then what was cool is, you know, instead of me being, you know, kind of the idiot kid from DC who you know didn't, you know, was sort of an athlete, didn't really belong, you know, I could go back and it gives you a little bit of street cred. But yes, definitely, I felt starting out my professional, you know, career, you know, I never was intimidated, you know, going on an audition for fucking Buffy the Vampire Slayer when I had been doing, you know, Chekhov in there, you know.
Are you a good auditioner?
I think I love auditioning. I really dig it. Yeah. I love it. No, you gotta just, it's an opportunity, man. You gotta not worry about getting it or not. It's like, you know, I don't want to be crass, but it's like with a girl, you know, you know, and I'm happily married now, whatever. Me and my wife, we have chemistry, you know, when we oh man, I'm such a dipshit.
Make whoopee.
When you do your thing, it's like it either works or it doesn't work. And that's what an audition is. It's like, all right, let's try to do that. And if this makes sense, we should work together. And if it doesn't, you know, we just don't have it. Let's, you know, on to the next, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's an odd thing when you audition, because that's the most uncomfortable. It's not that uncomfortable when you're on camera, but it's uncomfortable to go in for the audition. And it's like, sometimes I feel like this is awesome, and other times I just feel like I'm Jimmy pretending, and it just doesn't go anywhere. And I just feel like there's something missing. I'm not getting it, and I know I'm not getting, you know, that's just the fucking
And
worst.
also, we're comics. We want that feedback, that response, and they're just three guys behind a card table.
Just staring at you?
Yeah. And you're number 48, you know.
Out of 100 for the day.
Right.
Well, and you guys go talking about going in for what kind of auditions? For like sitcoms and shit like that as comedians?
Me, mostly,
or regular drama stuff, whatever it is. I had a shit audition in front of Luc Besson. I did one. Not good. It was miscast. It was for an Italian hitman. I'm like, why are they sending me in for this? I don't look the part. I don't fucking seem the part.
What, man,
you look like a dead body.
The fucking audition for the audition that I did, I had to audition for Sicario, right? And I just wanted to work with this guy so bad, and it's not a very big part. And you know, for better or for worse, whatever. At this point in my career, usually for parts that small, that, you know, I wouldn't have to audition. But I was I think I might have been shooting. Well, I don't know what I was shooting, but I was in DC with my folks, and I read the scene with my mom. I made a tape. She's holding my iPhone, and in the scene it called for me getting smacked. So I asked my old man. I was like, "Hey, Pop, I need you for this. Yeah, I ain't fucking going into your acting shit, and I'm not fucking being a part of it. Go fuck yourself." I said, "No, Pop. All I need you to do is I'm going to say a certain line, and then you just smack the shit out of me." He's like, "Oh, I'll fucking do that." So he comes down, and you hear my mom's like angelic voice, like reading the scene with me, and, you know, reading the scene, and it's clear I'm reading the scene with a woman. And then out of nowhere, this giant, hairy, fucking meat cleaver hand just whacks the shit out of my face. And yeah, that's how I got.
That sounds like a great description of every date I've been on in the last 5 years. We got to wrap up because we're a half hour.
And John's got to go too. He's got on the press. It's for Sicario, which is getting great reviews, by the way. So
in theaters tomorrow. I'm so fucking annoyed that we got this late, but I will watch it. It says here John's character is Ted, a corrupt cop. So you know, you're a great actor. So I'm looking forward to seeing.
I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much. Check out
Thank
the
you,
movie.
John.
All right, thanks, guys.
We'll definitely check out the movie.
And tomorrow we got wrestlers tomorrow too, I think, right?
Yeah. We're doing another live show this week. We'll be here tomorrow.
Who do we have tomorrow?
We got Diamond Dallas.
Ooh. And also Jake the Snake and somebody else.
Jake the Snake and Scott Hall. Yeah, Scott Hall.
Okay. All right, see you guys tomorrow. I guess unless anything else.
Mark, you're good?
Yeah, follow me on Twitter, check out my pod, and check out my website, marknormancomedy.com.
I'll be in Irvine in 2 weeks at the Improv.
All right.
That's it.
See you tomorrow. Thank you.